Hey everyone, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 232 for the 19th of July 2024. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Dave.
Hello.
And on my right by Neil.
Hello.
Thank you very much for joining us. What have we done?
Everything's
we got
working. Microphone's working. Everything's broadcasting.
We love a win. Hey, don't we, England? We love winning stuff.
Oh, shut up.
I wouldn't know.
So before we get into any of that, everyone all right?
Yeah, a bit warm, obviously. Hottest day of the year.
Yep. It's almost like it's summer.
Well, it won't be tomorrow.
Why is it changing?
I think it's monsoon season tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll probably come to the weather in a bit because I know I've got something to mention on that, so we can have a big weather convo. But yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone, for another awe-inspiring show of the Seal Podcast. Let's move straight into some. Oh, well, actually, Fantasy League, Neil.
Right, okay, that is in my things to talk about this week, so I didn't forget. Yes, but the Fantasy Premier League has returned. Obviously, the Premier League has not returned yet. I believe it's the 16th or 15th or 16th of August is the first Premier League game.
16th.
It's the Friday. There's a Friday night game to kick off the season.
Oh, I can't wait.
And we'll be like, you can start picking your team, basically. Verify your account. Have a look at it.
That's not going to happen. I already have verified my account, but I can tell you I will not be picking my team until probably about 3 hours before I need to.
Well, I did post a picture in the Discord. Erling Haaland is setting other new records. Most expensive player in Premier FPL history, £15 million.
Do we know how much he returned against his cost last year in a
points per million? He obviously missed a few games last year. He was the second highest scoring player, or third highest scoring player overall, I think. Points per million, I couldn't do you, but
Palmer ended up the most points than anyone else.
Yes, and he has gone up the most in FPL history from 5 starting last year to 10.5 this year. So the big performers from last year, funnily enough, are worth a lot of money this year. So I have managed a team with both of those guys in, and it doesn't look total shit. So it is possible to have good, expensive players and still have some other good players. There's some very expensive players, but there's a lot of opportunities for cheapy good players as well. Andy Cox in the chat being extremely hilarious, asking who is the most expensive Luton player. Obviously, there aren't any Luton players in it this year.
See here, I've got a points per million thing here. I've just found points per million. They're saying Palmer last year was 23.24.
Yeah, but that's going to be totally out of it this year because he's now more than double what he cost at the start of last season.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but
so there's no point in looking at points.
I think top was Pickford, according to this.
Oh, he was the top goalkeeper.
Yeah,
he's still only 5 mil. I'm just going to have to say to Andy, I don't see any fucking QPR or Watford in the Premier League either.
Oh, man, don't rise to it.
This is how it starts.
Isn't it? Andy, stop pulling the pin and throwing the grenade in.
We shall ignore him for the rest of the night.
Excuse me, I need to blow my nose.
Oh, crikey.
So,
the host is ill prepared, as per usual.
What else have we got then to talk about? Well, I mean, sorry, we didn't even get the answer to that. So what was search? Here we go. Search Haaland.
What, points per million?
Points per million.
Where are you looking at this? Because that isn't on the FPL page, is it?
No, 14.47 points per million.
That doesn't sound too bad.
I don't know. I can't do this
because he was expensive. He was super expensive last year.
Yeah, I need to go away and have a look at this. And
yes, you've got approximately 4 weeks today.
Go crunch numbers today. Here. Get a spreadsheet going.
So, have you done a league?
Of the League of Legends, is renewed. So if you were in it last year and you've set up a team, it should automatically re-enroll you in the league. But there is a link in the Discord, people, if it's not there. If that does not happen. I haven't, for some reason, it won't allow me to renew the head-to-head league, so I have to set up a new head-to-head league this year again.
Right.
So, but I will do a head-to-head league once, people are showing interest in the main league, because I'm not going to bother setting up the head-to-head league, forget 10 people in the main league. It's a bit pointless.
Oh,
But
it's going to be fun.
I'm
We're going to have
sure it'll be
30
fun.
plus people.
Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah,
Hopefully
come
we
on.
get a few more. We've got an extra one already. It wasn't there last year. Kev?
Kev. Yeah, nice.
OG
Good old
Seal.
Kev. Yeah, he is here. He's OG Seal from
Mm.
episode 1.
The real deal Seal, whatever.
Yep.
As they are.
Here we go. Look here.
Arnie in
I
it
just-
yet.
I just found this. What metrics do you use when undecided between players? Do you know what the top answer was?
Points per million.
You have to feel it in your balls.
Ah, right. Pretty. That's definitely what all the experts say. All the YouTubers are all saying.
That's
that.
right. That's how the pros do it.
Yeah.
If you don't have balls, I can't help you.
Well, you could just buy some. They don't have to be testicles, do they? They're balls. So.
Any balls will do.
Any balls will do.
Is that
Fraser cried
a
that.
musical? Any balls will do. Is that a Joseph?
Oh dear. All right. Any more football?
Well, I guess we could talk about last week's football. Not for long, though. Worthy winners, I'd say, at the end of the tournament.
Spain were the better team.
For
Can't
us,
argue it,
the entire
can you?
tournament.
Can't argue. I mean,
For a moment, where was hope?
There was
And
hope.
it was quickly
Yeah.
dashed
Yeah.
yes.
by those damn Spanish.
Yeah, which is what we did to the Netherlands.
Did we give them
Yes,
hope?
true. Not that we gave them
Well,
hope, but
they
we certainly ripped hope away from them towards the end of the game with that goal.
That's for sure.
Just
That's for
like
sure.
Spain did with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Because-
went to the pub to watch it. You know, it was there.
Get lashed up, did you?
I did not get lashed up. This
Was there
whole
a lot
pub-
of people getting drunk?
There were it was pretty. You know, it's not England, mate. It's just not the same. Right? It was.
I
We
go to the pub now to watch England.
were in a big sports bar, and there were half the people in there were cheering. No one looked Spanish. No one really looked English, to be fair. And half the people were cheering for Spain. Half the people were cheering for England. There was a massive table of what looked like Vietnamese guys or something on a table. They were getting lashed up, I
They're
think.
probably betting on it as well.
And
Bit
and
stereotypical, but
I think when Spain scored, they all jumped up and hooped and hollered, and then when England scored, they all jumped up and hooped and
Yeah,
hollered. So I
definitely
couldn't quite tell who. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell who was into what.
They're
I
just
had,
supporting football, weren't they?
yeah, football was the winner, was it? I don't think it was. If you were watching England, Craxel in the
Yeah.
chat says he's pleased Southgate's gone. It was painful to watch England play. As painful as it was pretty successful. Not
Yeah.
ultimately successful because we didn't actually win anything. But
I think the thing is, I think it's a real tricky one, isn't it? Because you're not sort of pleased with how they performed, but the results on the paper weren't going to be looked back on.
I think if they'd have just snuck a random winner in that game, I don't think anyone would give a fuck. Honestly, about.
No, of course they
what
wouldn't.
was
No,
meant,
and
yeah.
Southgate would be carried on everyone's shoulders.
But no,
I-
he would
I-
definitely. He'd still have left, I believe, though. Not if he
Do you
had
reckon?
one.
left
Yeah.
on a high, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm typically, was he? Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm disappointed in the vitriol I've seen from some people. I think I talked to a guy the other week who said he wanted to hang Southgate.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
said
"Dude,
that last week. I
fucking
was like, that's shocking.
get a fucking perspective, right? Um,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
people
don't
just
Yeah.
people
It's-
taking
it-
it way too seriously. And the
We-
funny
we-
thing
we're-
is, I get. Sorry, Dave, just to cut you off here,
Go
but
on.
the other thing is, I feel like the people who've been complaining and hating Southgate the most have been not the biggest football followers that I've known. Do you know what I mean? People who really follow football have seen beyond that emotion, whereas people who are sort of, I feel like there's a bit of a fly by night watchers or just
I've
need
definitely
something
complained.
need something to blame, and then there's complaining is a,
Complaining about the watch, how boring it is, and all that sort of stuff. But
I
I've
think
never,
there's
I've
just
never
a- I
said
think-
he's shit.
No,
Well,
I think there's
that's probably a
there's a
lie, to be
difference.
fair.
There's criticizing, there's just being disappointed, then there's absolute vitriol, which I've seen
Yeah.
and heard from some people, Stu Fowler, that was just like, just feels like we need to grab
Yeah,
some
I'm not being
perspective in
funny.
this
This is,
world, right?
in the last, 3 tournaments, 3, 4, whatever, the last 4 tournaments, we've got closer to winning than we've
Yeah,
done in the
that's
fucking
what I was gonna
50 years
say.
before that or whatever.
Yeah, like we've
So-
had 2 finals and a quarter final for the World Cup.
And a semi.
We've been number rank 5 in the world for more than 5-6 years.
Yeah, we've even got up to third. I think we were in the FIFA rankings at third, right?
So yes, it's not the most exciting.
Penalty kicks away from winning it 3 years ago or whatever, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
that was the anyway.
Anywho,
A new era dawns. Who knows who's
Any
going to be the
idea?
boss?
Any ideas or suspicions?
I
who's
suspect
gonna be?
in the short term, Lee Carsley will look after things because he's the under-21s coach. And the only reason Southgate got the job, remember, is because Sam Allardyce was given the job and he was found to be trying to fucking sell fucking access. I can't even remember what it was. Basically, some journalists filmed him doing some seriously dodgy fucking shit, and he got
Big
sacked.
Sam.
And they just brought Southgate in because from the under-21s,
right.
and he
So he
turned
was
out to be
doing
the
us a
best England
favour.
manager.
He's doing us a favour.
Okay.
Did better than any manager that we can recall in almost living history, right?
The thing
For a
is,
lot
like,
of us.
this is exactly what Spain did, and they win the Euros. They brought De La Fuente in from the under-21s. There's obviously this plan. He's brought a load of players with him that he's worked with for however long in the under-21s. Well, he obviously didn't work with Yamal in the under-21s because he would have been in the school kids like 2 years ago or whatever, 14. But yeah, it just so happens they've got a couple of absolute world-class wingers.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean, I said I saw this an interview with Ollie Watkins right at the end of the semi-final where they asked him about Southgate and the opinions on Southgate or whatever, and you could see he was visibly upset about that question, right? He was visibly upset about the abuse or whatever like that had been given to Southgate. I think England could possibly look back and go, shit,
yeah,
we haven't got a history of decent managers, right?
we've done everything, tried everything, and this is as good as it's got. Like we had Capello, who was like, going to win us everything with like.
Oh yeah, well,
Beckham and
Capello
fucking
was
Rooney
supposed
and
to
all
be
that shit.
amazing, wasn't he? Yeah, and he
Yeah,
ended
it
up
turns
being
out
all
he
he
was an
fucking cared
absolute
about.
bellend.
Absolute bellend. I mean, Ericsson was okay-ish, but I mean,
Do you
there were
know
no great results.
The
though,
last
from
good one, I
Ericsson,
think, was Glenn Hoddle, and he wasn't there long enough. And you know
he
why
was
he
off
wasn't?
to Mystic Meg.
Well, he had that. They totally hang him out to dry with all that bullshit, and like that was a bit weird, yeah. But it was it was all about tuning your mental side of the game, wasn't it? It was all about putting yourself in a good mental space, which is also what they fucking do nowadays. But he just happened to have Irene Drury, who was a fucking whatever mystic, and so he got totally lambasted in the papers, and that was the end of him, basically. And he was a really good coach, really ahead of his time in terms of like tactics. He would have had us playing really entertaining football as well and stuff like that. And then obviously there was the whole thing. He dropped Gaza because he was always on the piss, and it wasn't professional. And everyone was like, "You can't drop Gaza. He's just like an enigma." It's like, yeah, but. Hey.
England's worst enemy is England, I think,
totally.
sometimes, right?
It's the press.
And the fucking papers.
Yeah.
Seriously. I can't believe this is coming up all the time. The fucking papers are a disgrace. Everywhere. Sooner people stop buying fucking newspapers.
People have stopped buying newspapers. They don't buy newspapers.
Fucking bullshit. Fucking.
So
Anyway,
the sports journalists on what I just consider total shit rags are actually still just there to report on sport. They'll probably take a job anywhere. Like people who'd work for the Mail, for example. Like they're into sport at the end of the day. They're not. Don't think they went. I'm going to work for the Daily Mail when I want to get my sports job. They're just like, I just want a job in sports journalism.
I don't know. It's this sort of whole thing of just fucking constantly trying to tear people down or blame people, and fucking it's so fucking tiring. And so it's anyway. Look what you've started.
Yeah.
Anywho, I watched the Copa America. Right, here we go. Remember I was talking
Oh.
about the commentary on the Copa America?
Yeah.
I was saying like the problem I have
weird.
with watching the Copa America was the Fox commentate. If it was English, if it was American broadcasting of the Copa America, which it was, I think every time actually, except for the Canada games maybe. I was watching the Copa America final, and I shit you not, this is what the guy calling this is the commentator, not co-commentator. This is the commentator of the game. Match starts, the ball goes out, up, whatever. He goes, oh, and he's passed to his teammate on the wing. I'm like, I beg your pardon. He's passed to his teammate on the. Are we not using their fucking names in the Copa America final? It's fucking staggering.
Who was that?
Staggering.
Colombia and Argentina. Probably was it
Yeah.
Colombia that kicked off? Was it?
Or was that the semi-final I was watching? Can't remember.
It certainly kicked off
Anyway.
in a big way before the game, didn't it?
Yeah, it was bonkers.
It was shades of
See the,
Wembley 2021.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Did you see the people climbing in through the duct?
I haven't seen any of it.
Smashing the
Yeah, I
all
saw it.
the escalators got smashed and shit, and it was
Yeah.
bad.
It sounds very
They were
much like
saying-
what happened 3 years ago in here.
It was very bad, and they were. In all honesty, from what I understand, they were very lucky nobody got killed, because there were crowd pushes. Right, that was the reason for the delay. Was they had everyone trying to push through the gates, and they had to open the main gates to let people to relieve the
Wow.
the crushing.
Yeah. It's almost exactly what happened at Wembley. Just far too many people there that aren't supposed to be there. No one controlling any of it, and it's all gone to shit before we even get anywhere near. Like, oh fuck, we've lost this, lads.
Yeah.
Now we need to make sure as many people don't die as possible.
I think it's what do you think it is? You think it's just North America just isn't prepared for that football culture? Like it's just that
maybe.
it's
Maybe, I don't know. They have massive sports events in the States, but nothing's like football, is it?
No.
nothing's like football.
The,
right?
the
I just think
tribal like attitude of the fans.
the
and it's like-
wanker fans. in football.
They're just people
They're
just
just not-
get a little
they're
bit
just
carried
not
away,
as-
don't they?
The North
Plus, you had two
Americans,
South
they're all-
American
they're
nations.
all-
They're all a bit fiery
they're-
anyway, aren't they? Bit more
yeah, they're all
stereotypical
out to
behaviour.
lunch, right? Oh, here they're all too well behaved here.
And
that's the
anyway,
problem.
Argentina, afterwards, showered themselves in glory, obviously.
Oh, didn't they? Yeah, brilliant.
So, yeah.
I can't even wrap my head around
I
that
haven't
one.
read
so
any-
anybody who
I haven't
doesn't
read
any-
anything about it, to be honest.
So
I'm just
anybody who
like,
knows the story, apparently one of the Argentina players.
It's not just
who
one of them.
plays for- Oh well, but anyway, they were but he posted the video of all of them singing some song, which was what do we call?
I don't
how to
know.
explain.
Is it
I haven't heard
I
the
don't know. I've not heard. I don't know. I didn't read anything. All I know is
It
the
was
French FA
basically-
complained immediately. I was like,
Apparently,
is
the
it
song though
anti-French
was
then?
just like it was anti-black players and anti-French black players was the
What
song.
the fuck? What's there not even in the Copa America? Why are they fucking singing about French black players?
How I can't wrap my head around that. It's like, I mean, the only thing I can think is it's some sort of song steeped in tradition that no one
Yeah,
really realized.
yeah,
That
I
hasn't,
suspect it is
that
something
they
like that.
haven't caught up with the fact that that's not on, right? You
Yeah.
know, I don't know. It's really weird. But they were saying like loads of people have just fucking distancing themselves in the Chelsea squad from Enrique because
Enzo.
of it, right?
Enzo, get his name right.
Enzo, where Enzo?
It might be Enrique, legit, but his name known as Enzo
Enzo?
Fernandez.
I don't know why.
Didn't something similar happen to the Spanish team? They were singing about like free Gibraltar or like
There was some
Gibraltar's-
shit going on. I don't know if it was Spanish team. I can't remember. I did read something about someone in Gibraltar was complaining about some antics or other.
Well, the
from
Gibraltar football team. They've
Yeah.
got a legit football team in like at the club.
So yeah, turns out
Um,
football fans and players are all fucking wankers. Only the foreign ones, though, obviously.
Well, I tell you what, I went to the pub to watch the football, and literally, as soon as the game finished, everyone piled out, and there was at least one fight going on.
I just don't do England and football
Really?
and pubs.
Yeah,
It's fucking
it
vile.
was, and like the atmosphere. It was, all throughout the game, it was really good atmosphere in the pub. And as soon as it finished, it was like it just turned. We just bought a pint, so we sort of stuck around outside. But yeah, like the old Bill.
Fucking
rocks
Northampton,
up.
this is.
Oh, wow. It was nothing like the Leeds.
Mate,
No.
it's so funny. I can't recall the last time I've seen anyone fight. Right? I'm trying to think. Have I seen anyone fight since I
don't
moved
think I've
here?
had it.
I don't.
Occasionally,
But I mean, in
you get
England,
some.
you used to see people fight. I mean, it just used to be like, oh, there's some blokes fighting.
Don't see it very often.
In magical country.
Yeah, football and beer, and yeah. At least it wasn't well, I don't know. I was gonna say at least it wasn't an early one, but what time did it kick off? 8.
8
So yeah,
o'clock.
people were in the pub from about 4.
It was a Sunday as
Just
well.
fucking legless, aren't they? They were in early, getting their spots and seats and tables and all that
Remember
shit.
on Sundays the pubs only used to be open for lunchtimes.
Yeah,
They used to like shut at like 2 o'clock or something stupid.
Well, I remember I went to no, it wasn't Cornwall. It was North, not near Norfolk, Cromer.
That's
and all
basically another country over there.
And we went to have a Sunday dinner somewhere in a pub, and no pub was open in about 10-mile radius.
That's because there's no people normally. It's just fields of fucking wheat.
What, the farmers be working, Dave?
Well, yeah, I guess so. And not sitting in the pub on
No
a
time for
Sunday.
that.
Come on.
Oh, there's ploughing to be done.
In the summer, mate, they're non-stop harvesting. Combine harvesting. They don't talk like. Do they talk like that? I don't know. Can't really think of a Norfolk accent right now.
Anyway, I'm sure we'll get cancelled.
Fucking
Someone will
hell.
look back in the future and find this, and they'll go, "Look at those! They're doing the accents about people from Norfolk. They should be cancelled."
I don't even know. That wasn't even trying to do a Norfolk accent. Exactly.
That will be our defence. That will be our defence. We'll be
It was just an accent.
That was not an accent from Norfolk.
It was an accent that wasn't mine. Anyway, Andy Cox is piping up on the chat. I said I'd ignore him, but he said that he had a lot of trouble in Hertford. One person stabbed and other fights with knives.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh,
Look,
fuck.
this is why Canada will never have its complete independence from the UK. Is because we just we need the UK there just in case anything kicks off, because we don't have really an army or anything to protect us from. So we rely on the fact that we're friends with the United States below us and friends with the UK. So if we get into any trouble, then we'll just call in our big fucking fighty brothers, right? To do all the fighting for us.
Well, all that's going to change, obviously.
Why?
You know, we're an Islamist nation now, obviously. Have you not heard?
Oh, are you?
Oh, shush.
Labour government will be under Sharia law within a year.
Oh, yeah? Who said that?
That's that fucking knobhead over there. Not your place, obviously. Trump's vice president nominee, or whatever his name is.
What? He doesn't like the fact Labour got into the UK?
No, he said we were the first Islamist country to have nuclear weapons under Labour.
Right, okay,
It's
that's
definitely
just-
not unhinged, obviously.
Let's move along. All right, let's move on to some listener stuff then. Derek Signs sent us something. He sent us a picture. We'll come back to that in a minute. One Lumper 2 SEAL podcasters. After hearing Dave say that he didn't like tea on last week's show, I wondered what popular video game or franchises or game franchises you don't like or just can't understand the hype for. I'm sure you won't upset Neil and mention From Soft Games or Elden Ring. I'll get you started with 2 game franchises which people hold in high regard but do nothing for me. Super Mario 2D games from the 1990s. I recognize the influence these 2D platformers still have on the games industry today, but I get bored after 10 minutes. And Mega Man games. Frustrating and clunky platforming shooters. Why play them when there are plenty of Metroid games to play instead?
I tell you, Mega Man sucks. It's definitely
Okay. Well, yeah. All right.
not that.
I've
And
never
how
got
they've made like 11 or 12 of those fucking games, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, Mega Man, it was one of those things. I think it survives to this day based on its heritage, and its heritage to me is outdated. I know it's.
I think I played one for about 5 minutes. I was like, "This is shit."
It's not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna lambast it, but
Thing is, it's an old game now. Well, the one that I played.
Old games are old.
Yeah, and like nowadays, I was just like, why would you want to play this? It's fucking terrible. But
So I know what Fraser's going to say with another game series or style that he
do
doesn't
you?
like.
Are you putting words in Fraser's mouth?
Well, you can correct me. I was going to say Fraser doesn't like walking simulators.
I do not. I actually got into a debate about I don't like walking simulators because they're just fucking so boring.
It's just all about the story.
They're boring and drawn out and about the story. And I had this discussion with somebody the other day about not liking stories. And to me, stories are just, it's a waste of gaming time, right? Tell me what I need to shoot or jump over or collect and let me just get on with it, right?
Well, they could do that at the same time as you're doing those things, maybe.
I get there's some sort of story elements or whatever, a nice little embellishment, but when the thing is...
Did you like BioShock?
Yeah, I did.
Why did you
Actually,
like BioShock?
That's a good I enjoyed... I stayed with BioShock because of the gameplay. Right? Primarily, I stayed because of the gameplay.
What do you really remember about BioShock? Not the gameplay, probably.
I don't know. There was something at the end, wasn't there? About
I haven't actually finished it, so
I don't know. I like the plasmids and I like the big daddies and all that sort of stuff, and shooting them and killing them and fighting.
Why were you shooting them?
I don't know.
Yeah, you fucking do.
I don't. Because Andrew Ryan told me to.
Oh, so you remember the guy?
But that's like Portal, though, isn't it? Portal is like a story game, but it hides the story with puzzles that are difficult to solve.
And it doesn't stop you with a 20-minute cutscene either.
So it's cutscenes that you don't appreciate, basically.
No, not necessarily just cutscenes. Well,
Did
yeah,
you play
probably.
Metal Gear Solid 3 or 4?
I've played tons of Metal Gear Solid, and I have no idea what's going on in that. And I've
skipped
skipped
the cutscene.
I've skipped a lot of Metal Gear cutscenes. Metal Gear does not get a pass. So anyway, that's enough about franchises that I don't like, or not that I don't
understand the hype for.
Grand Theft Auto, just not my cup of tea. Far Cry,
Chinny's just turned off.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I've fallen off.
None of those really do anything.
I've only finished one Assassin's Creed game,
and they're very popular. So
yeah, any of those games, any Ubisoft game that is basically the same as all the other games. They do some others that are not like that, but all of their template games. I'm like, why do you want to play this for like 100 hours?
Exactly.
When you could have done it in 22 hours. But
you guys got anything?
I think Assassin's Creed's dead, or like I say, Ubisoft templates.
I've got a few. Street Fighter. I like Street Fighter 2 on the SNES.
It's good because there's about 20 versions of it.
I like after the first game. I've really
Does anyone actually play the first Street Fighter without Street Fighter 2? Sure, everyone's just played Street Fighter 2.
It was an arcade game. Street Fighter was an arcade game.
Yeah.
And you only had like Ryu to choose from. Like it was just
you could literally be him.
Yeah. It does exist.
Beat 'em ups generally. I'm a bit fucking no, thanks. I get people are into them, but for me, absolutely no chance. Like one-on-one fighting games, no thanks.
Any of the Spider-Man games? I'm not a fan. I just don't like Spider-Man. Like, I know it's supposed to be good. Like
I haven't played any Spider-Man 2 since that thing happened.
What happened?
Elden Ring's Shadow of the Erdtree came.
Oh
yeah.
E-Day. What do they call it? E-Day.
That was in Gears of War, wasn't
it? Baldur's Gate. Any Dungeons and Dragons stuff? I'm not a fan of.
Too much fantasy bollocks. What about Dragon Age? Do you like that Dragon Age?
I played Inquisition, I think, but not for long.
You missed quite a few if you played Inquisition.
Yeah, it's too. I don't know. I'm not sure on the fantasy.
Yeah, I'm a bit
you
like
just playing Dragon's Dogma 2 not long ago.
Yeah, but that's not.
It's pretty fantasy.
It's but it's not a like. Sorry, they're based on like rules of Dungeons and Dragons and all that, but that's a Dragon's Dogma. Not. It's like not medieval. It's fantasy, but it's not like on a whole rule set. It's the same as Warhammer. Oh, what is it called? Not Warhammer. Oh,
Well, there is
uh,
Warhammer, Space Marines.
is it Space? Yeah, Space Marines.
So that
That's
is
what I was thinking.
Warhammer 40k. Or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that
But
that
they've all
whole
got their rule
thing.
sets.
Like I've never got into. It's too.
But do their
intimidating
video
to get
games really
into-
play into the rule set stuff? I don't know. I've played a couple of Warhammer, 40k games.
Right.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know
it's
enough
like-
about the real, the
yeah,
physical thing.
That's it, and I will never get into it. So anytime I see any of those games, it's like, nah, that's not for me. I don't know anything about it. So even if it's a great game, I don't know anything about this.
You don't like
the
nerdy
previous
games,
they're doing.
nerdy,
It's not
nerdy
nerdy
rule
games.
set
It's just
role playing
like
games.
it's like games that you have to have like knowledge about them before you go into them. I think, and that puts me straight off. I'm sure it explains it, or some of them what they must explain as you're going into it. Like this is your first experience with these types of games, or and the history and lore and everything. But I'm like,
I think quite a lot of other video games probably owe quite a lot to all of those types of board games that have these rule sets. Like XCOM, which you do like,
yeah,
is all about, it's basically doing dice rolls in the background and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm sure that
sticking to their rule sets is just you like that kind of vibe, that aesthetic, and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I've grown up with XCOM, so I've played all of them. So there was nothing.
Was
to
that a board
sort of
game
know
before it
or-
was like a video game?
No, I don't think so. The first video game was on
That was ancient.
about 15 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty basic then. But yeah, like I don't know. It's I think that if there's anything, it's the Warhammer and 40k games that I will just never get into because I think there's stuff that I need to know before going into it.
Yeah.
That prove me wrong. Tell me a good game that I should get into.
Can't do it,
that I
Dave.
don't need to know.
I can't do it.
No. All right. Okay. Anything else on that one? Are we good?
I don't think so.
Are we?
Oh,
commenting
We've got
about
to
the
talk about
picture?
Derek's picture.
Go on then. In you go, boys. Put up on your DMs.
It's like one of those puzzles, like click on everything you see wrong in this picture.
So Derek sent us a picture of
An
The
absolute
milkiest
disaster
tea.
zone. Isn't it?
like sort of a tea tray in somebody's kitchen.
I assume it's
Well,
a
it looks
work
like a
kitchen.
work,
This is like a
yeah.
work kitchen, I assume.
We
bloody
yeah,
hope so.
We saw the plug, yeah. So
Well,
yeah,
that tea.
there's
Are you calling that a cup of tea? It looks like milk with a froth on the top. It's
That is a
basically
thick
white.
tea, isn't it? That is the weakest tea I've seen in a long time.
It looks odd. Does not look like a tea you drink. But if someone served me that, I'd be like, "Oh, thanks," and then while they
Yeah.
weren't looking, I'd be pouring it away.
Now
Somewhere.
there's a box of just to set the scene for people. So there's a box of Thai food there. I don't think we need to get the boot into Thai food, do we? I mean,
I
it's,
think we did that
it's
enough
off the
last
show.
week.
We did that a little bit last week. The 2 biscuits are there. They look
They look
okay.
okay.
It's not much.
Raspberry and white
teapots
chocolate, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit off the wall, but we'll take it. I'd eat it.
I definitely feel like I've seen that tea tray before, with the herbs on. I've definitely had tea trays with pictures of herbs.
We've all had a tea tray.
Therefore,
like that,
that's about
probably.
40 years old, I reckon. That tea tray.
Kettle looks a little bit rope. Sorry, the teapot looks a little bit ropey.
Definitely seen bad days.
He's gonna get
Mate-
sepsis or something off it. It's so
Have you had your
rusty.
tetanus jab lately?
It's a metal teapot with rust all over it. So yeah, it's worse than I'm not really thinking this through. But to me, the travesty of punk, travesty of everything in that picture, you know what it is, don't
It's
you?
the
Neil?
Tesco Classic Coffee, isn't it?
It's the coffee in a
Tesco
jar.
Classic Instant Coffee.
Fuck.
It's not even fucking Nescafe.
No.
And that is basically, I don't even know, all of that cheap, non-freeze dried instant coffee. I don't know how anyone can drink that. It's not fucking coffee. Like, freeze dried is not coffee either, proper coffee. But it does taste a bit like coffee. But that shit, I don't even know. It just is great.
Is that just like the powdered grim stuff?
It's like, it's like, remember Nescafe? What's his name? Derek. Was it Derek Hunt who used to do the shuffle little shake with his wrist? Like, it's real,
The
made with
little
real beans.
shuffle- Sorry, used to do what? Do that
Like, just like,
thing
used
again
to,
with you?
used to shake the real beans in his, in his hand.
I was going to say you'd need video for this, but you really don't need video for this.
It doesn't
did he
look
have a
that dodgy.
shop
I'm
for
doing it
surprise?
above my head.
He's doing it right next to his mouth. He's doing the bean shaking with his wrist.
Yeah, you're wrong. But there does look to be. They look like there's a Melita tin next to it, which may have saved it. I hope you have the Melita coffee. I'm assuming that's coffee.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
But yeah, do not
Yeah.
touch the Tesco Classic. That is super grim.
Like,
Yeah.
even if I was camping and you pulled out a text that, I'd just be like, what the
No,
fuck?
so I'll just have water, thanks.
Yeah, you're right. I'll just drink the swamp
In
water.
fact, I'll just drink my own piss. I'll be quite fine.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. Anyway, that
I
did
can
make
tell
me
you,
chuckle.
hand on heart, that your own piss will taste better than that coffee.
I'm pretty sure. If you drink real coffee beforehand and then drink that piss, it probably tastes better than that coffee.
All right. Israel Derek says he's going to tell us it's a picture of his kitchen, and we're going to be in deep trouble.
No, that's a work kitchen. Blatant.
Paul W says, given only these two options, what would you rather do? 5 years in exile on a desert island with nothing more than food, water, and shelter? Or 10 years in a room the size of a prison cell with all the latest gadgets, games, and the finest food?
I was immediately went, I'll just do the 10 years. And I was like, fucking 10 years in a prison cell is quite a long time, even if you have got all the coolest shit.
It's a good question.
Is it all the latest stuff when you go in?
Well, you keep getting updates.
Or
10 years. Oh, yeah, right. Good question, Dave.
Because 10 years is a long time in tech. You could come out and like everyone's just like walking around with VR.
There's no one left.
Yeah.
We're
Everyone's
just all
ascended in-
consciousnesses in the Matrix.
We've all been imported to Office 365.
Hopefully CrowdStrike aren't running it. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Everyone will be dead.
Yeah. Just wiped out. What happened? Oh, somebody uploaded the code on
Someone did a
Friday
bad
afternoon.
update on a Friday, and everyone's got to reboot every single individual person. But only the people on Apple can go around and reboot everybody. Anyone who has a Microsoft's fucked. We've lost them, I'm
they're so
afraid.
snooty, they're like, no, I'm not resetting those fuckers.
It's like, well, unfortunately, Microsoft is like 90% of the population as well. We're just left with 10% absolute wankers on Apple and Linux that have fucking survived.
I'd have to give yeah, I mean, I think if I had to choose, I'd probably go for the island.
Yeah, I think
the thought
you
of
have
being
to.
the thought of being in a prison cell just fills me with dread.
No.
That's the idea.
5 years, like literally surviving.
It's not surviving. He said you literally have everything you need to survive, didn't it? You have
You've got
shelter,
food, water, and shelter.
food, water, and shelter to last you the 5
And
years.
what else are you gonna do? Like,
I don't know.
Like,
Go
How
fishing.
much you got in your wank bank, Dave?
Just go do stuff. How big is the island? Well, it's about the size of a prison cell.
Yeah, that might change things.
If it was the size of the UK,
That's quite a big
You can go
island.
traveling around.
that's quite a big island.
If it was a tropical island, the weather was beautiful. There are turtles and shit you could eat too.
Shit.
No, my luck. I'll bloody break my foot first day and have to like sit like,
In a 10 by 10 area, with, like not moving.
Yeah.
With no tech.
Yeah, because I've had
Yeah,
to fucking
it's a
amputate
toughie.
amputate my foot. I'm
I'm going island.
prison.
So,
You can socialize with.
can you?
tech.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We do.
literally on your own. Oh, yeah, that
Is that a
sounds pretty
bonus?
bad.
Is it?
That's not a bonus. It's on a desert island with nothing and nobody.
Nothing
a
more
long-
than food.
You
water,
know
and
that I'm
shelter.
making friends with that coconut.
You're more
Yeah,
than
but-
Getting a
friends.
name. We were friends.
Yeah.
Now me and the coconut are lovers.
Oh dear.
We've come to rescue you, but you must bring the coconut with me. Take him back to England. Oh my god! I've just assigned gender to the coconut as well and called him a him.
Wow.
And said take him home to England.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
even live in England.
No.
I think you've lost it.
I have lost it.
I feel like I'm going towards the prison cell now.
All right.
Yeah.
That's my prison cell.
It's a really toughie though. It's a tough one.
2 cells in an island, or come on, Neil, make a
I've
decision.
got to I've got to take the cell. Like that, having access to the outside world without having access to the outside world is definitely probably keep you sane, rather than being on your own on a fucking island with nothing but food and shelter. And
If I was on an island, I'd immediately try and start building a raft and
trying to get the fuck off that
sailing,
island.
Yeah, yeah, that's the number one objective. It's what else are you gonna do? Nothing. Wank for a couple of days.
Really, as if that's not going to happen in your prison cell.
With access to the latest gadgets. Oh, wait, have you heard of a fleshlight?
I've only got so much, imagination.
That's why you need the gadgets.
That's the latest tech as well.
Yeah. Yes.
All right,
All the latest gadgets.
All the
There was-
latest.
there was
All
no-
the latest. Yeah, okay. All right, this is going somewhere where we really don't need it to go.
Where else would
Thank
you
you,
expect
Paul.
it to go, honestly?
Yeah, I know. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. Thank you,
We've
Derek,
lost all
for
of our
your
viewers, by the way.
Show title is a winner. Yeah. Dave's nailed it. Show title shall be Sexy Coconut.
Nice.
Let's move on then to what we've been doing. Actually, we pretty much covered
You've
most
done
of
all of
Neil
mine.
and myself. Footy finals I had, so we covered that. We had a lot of rain this week. I know that's something that you guys probably are not impressed with, but on Tuesday we've had a lot of rain. So apparently Hurricane Beryl, the remnants of Hurricane Beryl have swept up, and we felt her tendrils touch us up here in Toronto.
You've been lightly touched by Beryl.
Yeah, well, we were super hot last week, and apparently there was a heat dome over us, and then Beryl just came in and pushed it right out of the way, and then our temperatures plummeted. We had a lot of rain, but on Tuesday, I think it was Monday, we had a lot of rain, and we were like, holy shit, that's a lot of rain. And then Tuesday, I have been on this planet for over half a century. I have never seen that much rain in my life before. It was outrageous. Just, it was
super heavy rain and like
super
for
heavy
hours
rain,
on end.
and it just did not stop, and it was just unbelievable.
No leaks in your basement or anything? Man?
No, I did all that. Like there were a number of times where we were looking around, just scouting around, making sure. I mean, it was proper. Like we are going to, there are houses flooded out, all right, locally. Toronto got flooded out. Underpasses got flooded out. There's no.
Any videos of
course,
people trying to drive their cars through massive puddles?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a good one of a truck, all the cars floating around, this truck just going straight through, like, with its wake pushing these cars out of the way, which was pretty good.
Brilliant.
Oh, hang on a second. Can you feed the dog, please? And
Keep that bit in the show.
Yeah, but it's just like I went out I had to go to a meeting, and I was driving. I was like, what's wrong with my car? It felt like I was coming off the accelerator, and then it was like, of course, there was so much water on the road that it was like affecting the car.
Oh wow!
Like, it was slowing my car down. That was
Right.
how much water was just. It was insane. It was,
Ooh, I'll tell you what.
something else.
Speaking of cars, got 2 new tyres for the QQ today.
Oh, mate.
It has
Go
been
on.
treated to some absolute beauties.
Yeah,
I looked
some
at the
Tiger
tread pattern
Pearls.
and went, fuck me, they look like proper good tyres. They're good
Are
years.
they on the back?
No, on the front.
Oh, you need them on the back so people can see them.
Yeah,
But you want them on the front so
the
they
front's
can
where
grip.
they needed to go because that's where they were going bald.
That's where you're shredding them.
Front wheel drive car, obviously. I got the reinforced one. They've got a fucking mad good pattern. I'm like, ooh, they are sexy. They are. I don't feel bad paying 130 quid a tyre now because they look sexy.
It's not bad actually. Yeah, I had
Halfords,
a MOT on my car.
done on the drive, mate. Come to the house.
Did I?
Yeah, done on the drive. Lovely.
Oh. Yeah, no.
Oh,
I had
well,
my
they
car,
just
car
came
MOT.
to-
Come to the house. Change the cars. Change the tyres on the drive. done it in like 20 minutes. Fucked off.
That's really good. Did you have to pay for him to do that?
No. Well, it was included, I guess, in the tyre
Yes,
cost.
Price,
yes,
yeah.
yes, he did, Dave.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I looked in multiple places, and the tyres were basically the same price to have them
Yeah,
fitted on the
that's all right
drive
then.
as they were. It was the same price if I had them done on the drive or if I took it to them to
Yeah.
do it.
And they balanced him as well
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
truck.
I can see
Yeah,
a big
that's good.
fucking weight on the inside of the rim. I was like, oh, they've
Nice.
definitely been balanced and everything. Hopefully, they've done them properly.
I mean, of course they were, but it's just, yeah, it's pretty neat, eh?
So yeah,
Yeah,
recommended.
that's good. All right. What about you, Dave? What do you got?
Well, I was going to say I had my car MOT'd and serviced today. First one it needed, which was expensive.
What the
but that's
service? You can't have had
Everything.
much needed doing on the MOT, surely.
Well, it's car's what 3-4 years, 3 years old.
First one is 3 years
so-
old. Yeah.
Which car is
So-
this?
My Fiesta.
Forever?
Forever.
Fiesta. Forever.
Yes.
Oh,
Fiesta.
sort of
This is the
jargon.
Fiesta fan club here.
Yeah, so it's his first MOT, and it's 3-year service. So on their 3-year service, they need oil, brake, belts.
They don't change the
what else?
belts, surely. They just check them.
Mine needed replacing.
Fuck off. Did you
yeah.
take this back to Ford? Oh, everything needs doing, mate. Sorry.
It was with Ford itself, so I'd done a service plan through them. So
Well, so you
I
paid
got
for it
rinsed
all
a
anyway.
little bit, but yeah.
Did you buy that
through the
car
service
new?
plan. I bought it second hand. It was the ex demo of a showroom, but it
Oh,
only
so
had
it was, yeah, so it's,
only had 1,000 miles on it. So
yeah, that doesn't count.
yeah. But I've only done 25,000
Miles.
in 25,000 in 4 years. 3 or
Right. Do
4
you know
years.
how many
Really.
my Fiesta has done 3,200 miles in 2 years?
What?
Sorry, say that again. Your Fiesta's what?
3,200 miles in 2 years.
3,200 miles.
So about 1,600 miles a year my Fiesta's done. The last 2 years.
5,000 kilometer. Sorry, you've done 3,200 miles in 2 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is low. That's half what I do.
Yeah.
And I thought I did little.
So I've obviously driven mine a lot more than I realised.
Yeah, my Fiesta's going in next Friday. Because it had
Forever.
yes. No, hopefully not forever, because that means obviously it's going to the scrap heap. But
Fiesta for service.
it's not going for a service. It's going to have some work done, because
Oh.
I checked because I remember when I took it for MOT, the guy said, yeah, it's got a couple of advisories on you, but don't leave them too long. That
Sorry,
was-
a couple of what?
Advisories on the MOT.
What does that mean?
Is that
means
things that
there's
need
things that
happening, but
They're
like,
going to need doing, but they're not going to fail your MOT.
Yeah.
And it was like, fucking some suspension thingy, blah blah blah. I can't remember. Downlink. I can't remember what it was exactly. There was play in some fucking piece of the suspension. And then I was driving the car the other day, and I was like, because I know there's that on something to do with the suspension. I was being quite careful with my car and like avoiding like any potholes, anywhere there's a big drain dip in the road. I'm like making sure.
What did you wait
I- 'cause
before?
I know-
Did you just drive
No.
rambunctious?
No.
You know, before that, he just went straight through.
No,
them.
but now I make a
Why
point-
you've got the suspension problem now.
But you know,
Pothole, let's
there's like
go.
little tiny ones where there's drains, and I'm like, where it obviously resurface the road, they don't lift the level of the drain, so the drains end up getting
Yeah,
deeper and
yeah.
deeper in the fucking road. So it's not like a big pothole.
Yeah,
but it's
I
like-
avoid those two.
I know where they are, because I basically only drive the same 6 roads every fucking time I drive a car. So I know exactly where they are. So I gradually veer towards like the left of the road in certain places and then move back
when you-
across.
When you go past them and you know, because I do the same thing, right? Around my local roads, I know exactly where all the bad bits of road are, the potholes. When you avoid a pothole or a drain like that, do you ever look back to see if the other guy goes through it?
Yeah, totally. Every single time. And they're like you can see, like, I gradually start veering because I know where it's coming. And then the car behind me is not moving. It's going in the same line. I'm like, you're going straight through that fucking dip. And it's like, I'll go around it and they'll suddenly see it when they go past it. And I go past it and then you see them fucking swerve. You know? But yeah, so it's definitely sounded a little clunky a couple of times, and I'm like, better get it booked in.
Mm.
So that could be. And when I checked my MOT advisory, it was the same thing 2 years in a row. I was like, yeah, I've got away with it 2 years. I definitely need to get that fucking looked at. And
Right,
there
we're
was-
gonna get you stop you buying barbecues and stuff and Sonos speakers now. We're
Buy
gonna
a
get you
fucking
into
car.
when are we gonna get you into the Beamer that you know you have to do before you retire?
I don't think
Come
I'm
on.
going to do it.
Mate, buy yourself a nice car. Come
I'm
on.
going to buy a nice car, but I don't think I'm going to do the Beamer. I
Do a
think
BMW.
it depends
6
when my car
Series
gets
and then
completely
regret
fucked.
it for the rest of your life.
Because what I've got my eye on now
Oh, here we go.
is the new Megane electric.
The what?
A Renault Megane electric.
Oh, Renault.
Trust me.
Mate.
Have a look, mate. Have a look at it. It's lovely. Fucking lovely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Megane E-Tech. They're very nice.
You're not getting the juices flowing by saying Renault, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well,
And not by saying Renault Megane either.
it looks nice.
The
And
new one?
E-Tech, obviously, it's electric. And it's like quite quick. They've got.
Well, they're all going to be
electric,
quick. It's not
yeah.
about. Yeah.
They've started to bring out electric cars with less powerful powerful motors in now because they realise they can fucking sell them a lot cheaper. But all electric cars have insanely quick acceleration. It seems.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
like
they do.
shit ones.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
So,
So therefore, it's Wait, is that all you're buying it for? The
no,
acceleration?
not just that. It's actually got quite a big boot. It's very practical.
Oh
and I
my
was like-
god, you're so boring.
And when I'm on my own, it'll go quick. So yeah, it's like 19-inch
Buy a
alloys or
fucking
something.
money pit and just get on with it.
Why would I? It's a fucking. They're expensive anyway, but
No, buy a money pit car. They're cheap, and all you got to do is throw the money into the maintenance.
just have to
and
spend
keep
the
it on
same
road.
amount every year to keep it going,
Yeah.
which is the same
And then
price
when
you paid for the car.
And when you and when you get in it, you go like this. You go, it was fucking worth it.
No, I don't think so. But things change.
You're gonna
Things
have to
change.
you're gonna have to get a charger, aren't you, at your house?
Yeah, because
That's-
No,
yeah.
he's not. 'Cause he ain't getting that. He's gonna get a proper car.
Time's running out for proper cars. By the time I get ready
That's
to get
right,
a proper
you
car,
need to
I'm gonna
hurry
have
up
to get an
now.
electric one anyway.
It's
Dude, buy
it's not like honestly like they've said that the EU
They're
have
all
said,
rolling back, aren't they?
the EU has said fuel has got to be 100% renewable sources by 2035, including biofuel. So petrol is going to be starting to go more and more. It's already
So,
started. It's going to go.
What we're going
more
to
and
do
more
is we're going to
biofuel.
grow plants so that we can fuel our vehicles, but not
Yeah.
enough plants to feed the world.
There are
No.
enough plants to feed the world.
It's just
There's no scarcity of food to feed everyone.
You sure about that? There will be in 50
No,
years.
we could feed. No, seriously, we could feed everyone if we wanted to. That's the whole thing, right? This world's so fucked up. Anyway, we're off again.
What about all the
Save
places
this-
that are going to be
save all
completely
this for-
fucked in 50 years' time?
Save all this for.
And all of these people who are going to displace from their homelands because literally they can't fucking live there because it's either on fire or underwater or both.
All right. Well, yeah, we all know. Okay. Anyway, look, we're veering. This is the doc meeting that we're going to later. We'll discuss it then. What else, Dave?
puppy news.
Ooh. I can't see any puppies behind you, Dave. Actually, I couldn't see any last week.
They've moved. They've gone next door. Well, we had 2 left. 2 had gone. We've sold the third one, the third and final one that we're selling. We're keeping 1. They are going to. Well, the cream one is going to a couple in Leighton Buzzard.
Oh,
In the buzz?
In the Buzz. So they came on
do you
Wednesday.
deliver?
No, they're coming to pick up on Sunday. So yeah, just sorting out all the.
I probably
paperwork
don't know
and
them
stuff now.
anymore. They're like Buzzard's fucking gigantic nowadays.
They look like a very professional couple.
No, I definitely don't know them.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
very
they
nice couple.
had, they had one of those new Volkswagen campers, but the new ones.
Oh, do you know what? I
Oh,
might
yeah.
know them. What, the electric ones?
Yeah. There's a
I
yellow
know
one.
someone. Oh, I don't know about that. They've got an orange
There's-
one. People I know. People. There was a woman
Okay.
I went to school with. I don't know if they both. I think they both work for VW, and they've always got like the latest fucking VW. There's a guy around the corner from me. I think he works for VW, and he's got like a new car every month. And it's like it's either a Skoda or a Seat or a fucking VW, or he did have a BMW randomly. I was like, what the fuck has he got a Beamer for? They're like, they're not VW group. He's always got a fucking new car.
But yeah, they're coming to collect on Sunday, so we'll be down to 1 pup and 1 dog, and I can't wait. Oh,
So what's that? 1 pup and 1 dog, and that's you done
1
then.
pup, 1 dog. Yeah, that's it. And then
How's Lilo been? Are they gone then?
so 2 have gone.
So
and
how's Lilo? She's like, fucking result, they've
care.
gone.
Literally doesn't give a shit. She's playing. I suppose she's playing a bit more of them now, but when they were younger, like literally didn't care. When the other 2 went, it was like there's no difference. So yeah, like she'd had enough of them after about 7 weeks. Like they'd been fully weaned.
I felt the same
just-
with mine too, to be fair.
Didn't even make 7 weeks, did you?
So yeah, it's finally done. Yeah, it's been interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure if I'd do it again. It's very hard work. A lot of faff.
Did you actually make
Didn't
any
end
money
up with
out of it?
No, not really.
It's not worth it then, is it?
Not a
If
massive
you made a big
amount.
fat stack of cash, then maybe it's worth it.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it's
If she'd had twice as many puppies, imagine how that fucking would have been. Dave literally would have never slept for about fucking 6 weeks.
Yeah, it was
An
interesting,
experience.
An experience, but glad it's over.
Are you doing it again?
Nah, I don't think so.
Too much
I don't
bother.
think so. It's too
Fair.
much hassle for not enough reward.
Yeah.
So we'll.
So is Lilo
Yeah.
booked in then, is she?
She's not booked in at the moment, but I don't know.
You're keeping your options open then, are you?
Let's have a think about it.
Was it
yeah.
you, Dave, who said about having her calling it getting scooped out or something? Was it? Who? Was it you who came up with that?
Probably.
Somebody called.
I didn't call it that because I don't have dogs.
Somebody called something about the female dogs having their bits scooped out. I thought
That
it was
does
you.
sound something I would say.
I'm sure it was you.
Does sound a bit
I'm sure it
Dave,
was
to
it.
be fair.
Yeah. It was brilliant. I'll never forget
it. So yeah, so there's that. What else did I put? Oh, sofa. Oh, for God's sake, this is
Is this the
stupid.
one you fucking ordered?
So
I feel like there's like a never-ending sofa story going on.
the missus ordered this sofa.
Oh, jeez.
So, well, oh my God, it makes me so annoyed. So she ordered it.
Brilliant. Let's go.
Ordered this sofa, and she was like, "Well, we've got a sofa already. We've got to do something with it." I said, so I said, "Well, it comes to bits. We can put it in a spare room. When the new sofa comes, we can put it on Facebook Marketplace, either for free or a little bit of money, or if nobody has it, I'll just like get the council to collect it. 45 quid. Fine. You know, we've got the space. Don't give a shit. Just like wait for the sofa to arrive. Sorted." Yeah, okay, right. She agrees to me. Puts it on Facebook Marketplace anyway. Arranges for it to get collected on Saturday tomorrow by a random couple who literally went free sofa, no rips, pretty good nick, might be a bit dirty. Fuck it. Next thing, fucking the sofa company's emailed and said it's not going to be in until next Friday.
Is this a sofa you've been waiting for fucking months for? Is this? Am I going mad?
We've been waiting a couple of weeks for it.
You always
So-
wait for furniture.
Well, was it? You were
Yeah.
waiting for something before. Was it not?
There
the
was
sofa?
something that he was ages.
Months and months.
Hang on. That was not my table. What was it?
Oh, you bought the table second hand, so you didn't have to wait for that.
Yeah, no.
I'm sure there was
The
a
table
fucking
was a
sofa
win,
you
if
ordered.
I
Did you
remember
cancel a
correctly.
sofa in the end, because it was
Bed.
taking so fucking long?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we did. we previously bought a sofa and it would and yeah, that got cancelled and cancelled, like put off and put off.
Was that originally meant to replace this sofa then? That's
Yeah.
just going tomorrow.
Yeah.
I swear that was while you were in
So-
your previous house.
Here, I got a question for you, Dave. What are you going to sit on this week?
Well, I don't know.
What's that
buy
behind you? It
beanbag
looks like a
or something.
sofa, Dave.
It's a sofa bed. It's
That'll do.
So I said to it, so tell the people that getting our sofa for free, they're not getting it for free this week. It'll have to be. Oh no, I can't do that. Fine.
Why not? Just send them the message, just saying, "Hey, look, is there any possibility you can wait?" a
Really
week?"
sorry.
You just
but
ask the question. You say, you put yourself. You just say, "Look, we've told you can collect it on Saturday. You absolutely can collect it on Saturday, but here's the situation: our sofa isn't coming till next week. Is there any chance you could delay picking it up for a week?" Just ask the fucking question.
I know.
You don't look like an idiot asking, telling it like it is.
It would be so simple, wouldn't it? There's no telling that. But
Unlucky. Well,
Getting some
enjoy your
beanbags
floor
in, are you?
dinner.
Huh?
Enjoy your floor watching.
So what I've done instead is I've whipped out the Switch, put Just Dance. It's 2020 version.
That's pretty up to date
and-
for a Just Dance game. Dave. I'm quite impressed.
And the girls are having a dance party tomorrow with some of their friends. Because there's a fucking dance
because
floor.
there's so much room.
Because there's a huge dance floor.
Yeah.
What? You know, it's a good time to have a massive house party. When you've got no sofa.
Yeah. Have a rave. Get on Facebook Marketplace, see if you can find some lights and fog machines.
And a DJ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So,
All right.
but yeah, that did make me a bit cross. I fucking told her, but no, didn't
There's
wanna
no
know.
telling him, Dave. There's no telling him.
No one listens to you, Dave.
She wanted it gone, and it's going.
Well, it's gone.
You never know. Tomorrow they probably won't even turn up. You're waiting all day and they won't even
That's-
fucking
that's the
turn up.
fucking thing, isn't it? Yeah. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
thing,
there's
isn't it?
all that too. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right, let's crack on then, shall we? To what we've been playing. There's a number of games in here. I'm going to ask someone else to go first, if they don't mind. While I just grab go to the little boys' room very quickly. Sorry.
Oh, we could just take
Tease.
a brief break. If you want.
Yeah, but then I don't. Then I miss the opportunity to eat into some of your game time listening.
No,
Rude.
it is rude.
All right, should we
Because
just take a quick break?
no one's chatting, so I don't know.
All right.
It's only going to be
All right,
2
let's
minutes,
take
isn't it?
Okay, we'll just take a quick break then.
All right then.
Take fun.
See you shortly.
Again. All right, we're back. Okay. Let's move on then to what we've been playing. Who would like to start? Shall I start with one?
If you would.
Go for
I'm
it.
intrigued by one of yours for sure. But
Okay,
you
I
don't
have
to
been
talk about them first.
playing. What's the first on my list? Is it Agent A?
It is.
Agent A. I think it's got more to the name than that.
Agent
I can't
A?
remember. Yeah, it's called Agent A, a puzzle, in disguise. I can't remember why I bought this, but I did buy. Oh yeah, I know why. Well, somebody, I think it was even just you like this game, you may like this game, and I just looked into it, and it was like it's 90% off on Steam
Yeah,
right
it's
now.
ridiculously cheap.
So it's like $3 if that. Yeah, so I thought I'd buy it, and I gotta tell you, I'm loving it. I've been playing loads of it. I'm on this, I think there's 5 chapters to it, and I've done the first 4 chapters. Basically, it's the closest thing I could tell you that I think it's like is The Room. So you
Right.
remember the puzzle games, The Room, right? Where you're looking around for shit. Then you gotta do something here, and it now means that you can do something over here, or you got to find this or figure out this puzzle. And this is pretty much like that. There's a whole sort of backstory. Oh my god, Francis, there's a story. But it's all about sort of this secret agent called Ruby LaRouge, who is up to something nefarious. I can't even remember what it was. Something about killing agents, I think. And you just got to find your way through her house. And then once you sort of go to all the rooms and you find this, find bits and pieces and solve puzzles, and it opens up new areas, and then you go down to do all this other stuff. I just got my head stuck into it, and I couldn't stop. Just really, really entertaining. I mean, I'm in that puzzle sort of. I love puzzle games right now, as people probably noticed. So yeah, it was good. I mean, it's not. Is it perfect? No.
Is anything
perfect apart from you, Neil?
definitely
No.
not me.
Yeah, the way they have the mechanics set up is so you probably so just to you're
Don't
sort of
want to
looking
put
at the
2
room.
minutes video on because obviously it's a puzzle game and you'll just see all of the solutions to the puzzles.
Yeah, I mean, no one's going to probably really remember or pay any attention to it, and I don't think you could really spoil it too much anyway. So you click on an area and it sort of zooms into that area of the room, right? So you're looking at the room. There's a table in the center of the room. You click on the table and the sort of camera zooms into the table, and then there's there might be something else on the table or something.
How would
that
you
can
describe
look
this
around.
art style? It's sort of, I can't think what it reminds me of. It's a bit cartoony.
It's cartoony, sort of Art Nouveau sort of thing.
It's not like The Room, put it that way, because that's like
no.
Like...
Yeah, and that's quite detailed, and this is very sort of quite basic, very basic sort of drawings. Although certainly more than passable for what it needs to be. It doesn't need to be any more detailed.
It's got a style.
Sure. Yeah, it has its own style. Yeah, so it's so when you're looking into places and zooming in, they've got the one thing they've got nailed is that you sort of left mouse click to zoom in and right mouse click to zoom to pan back out to the view that you were looking at. So that does make moving around fairly quick, particularly once you know the areas. Like click, 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 click to get to where I need to be. Oh, I needed to be in that room, so I'm right mouse click back, and then over to that room. It's maybe
is it literally just like that? Like you click on somewhere on the screen. There's no you don't need any keys. You're just using clicking or whatever on the mouse.
Yeah, I don't think there are some number inputs and some letter inputs at some points with some of them, but generally you can get through most of it with the mouse, left and right buttons on the mouse. Yeah, it's sort of it's not that bad at all. There have definitely been some points where I've just been stuck, just like I have no idea what to do next. One of the really cool parts was you're in this sort of spoiler. You get put into a room. Let's call it a cell, shall we? You get put into this cell. Like there is, and you're looking at it, you're just going, and there's not a lot to this room. You're like, I have done everything in this room. I'm absolutely 100% certain I've done everything in this room, but I just couldn't bring myself to go look up the answer. I was just like, no, come on. And I'm looking, I can't find it. I just can't see where on earth, And then I would just go away, just shut it down for a few minutes, go away, go have a cup of tea, come back and just have another crack at it and find the answer. And that's happened on numerous points. I would say every chapter that happened to me once, at least a couple of times, where you're just like, I can't possibly see a way out of this. What am I missing is the thing that constantly goes through your head. But I found them. I found the way every time, just been patient, backtracked, kept looking. And I've got through to pretty much the final act. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, it's
especially for like 99 pence or whatever it's fucking.
Yeah, it's unbelievable value. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even sure. It should tell me how many hours I've put into it. Let me see here. I've put 5 hours into it, right? And it cost me. It's 50 cents an hour.
It's a coffee.
Whatever. Yeah.
That's no coffee.
Not a Tesco instant coffee. A Costa
here.
coffee.
It's more than a coffee here. Depending on where you buy your coffee.
Maybe it was a Tesco instant coffee.
It's good. It's okay. So I could definitely recommend that to people who are looking for something, if they got a hankering for something like The Room or whatever. I mean, the pacing of it, talking about the way that you navigate through things, I think it is just maybe a little bit on the slow side for some people. They may find that a tiny bit frustrating. I've just got used to it and getting on with it. That's probably my only complaint. I can't think of anything else that I didn't really like about it or I haven't liked about it. So Yeah, it's a big thumbs up for me, that one.
Ooh,
which is
Agent
good.
A.
Agent A.
a puzzle in disguise.
Yes. So, and you know what? I'll just move on. We did play some more Islands of Insight, didn't we? We logged in.
When was
I
that?
saw you guys logged in.
I don't know.
you-
Can you remember that, Neil?
That was
Vaguely.
after.
Was that
That
after?
was after the last episode.
Yeah. So
Last
we went
Friday
back
night. Yeah.
because they had a patch.
Because we played Hunt, didn't we? I thought. No, we didn't.
Yeah, I think we played Hunt afterwards.
Did we? Don't
You
Yes.
literally logged in, played it for like 5 minutes. I was like, oh, okay, you guys are starting on it. I saw you like not long after. I was like, started playing Hunt. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
well, what happened was I loaded up Islands of Insight. So they had a patch, and this is the open world puzzle game, and there's tons of puzzles in this game, and
Yeah, it's
tons of
fucking
stuff
massive.
to do. And we had a real struggle the first time playing.
Trying to
co-op.
join together, yeah.
They had a patch, and I thought I'm going to go back in and check it out, and I really want to play co-op properly. And I looked, and it seemed to be changed, and I called Neil, and he turned up. And he was in there for about 1 minute doing a puzzle before he went, fuck this shit, and then just left.
It
I
wasn't
was
that
like,
long.
okay.
I think I might have been
no,
a bit.
wait.
I wasn't really in a good state to be playing the puzzle game.
No, you weren't at all. You really were not too keen on it at all. So I was like, okay, well, that's that then. So then we went and played Hunt. But I am not giving up on Islands of Insight because I still.
The puzzles are good.
The puzzles are good.
And
some of them
varied.
oh, that was it. I think that some of them have started to get hard too. Really hard.
Yeah, I think that was the problem. I was just a bit like, I'm fucking too hammered to be playing this.
But I progressed too. I got my wings, so now I can go back to the island you started on. So I've actually gone round and back, and so there's tons more stuff I want to figure out in there. I want to figure out not just the puzzles that I've seen, but there's loads of other puzzles that I don't think we even know
There's loads
exist.
of hidden ones.
There's loads of hidden puzzles. There's loads of like those balls, the gold orbs that float in the air. You know, the balls in the air.
Line up in a ring.
Yeah, and whatever they might be. Yeah, so there's loads of those. Like, what happens when you collect all those? Right?
Nice.
And where are they? And how many did we miss? And you know, there's questions need to be answered, Neil. Right?
There are so many different types of puzzles, man. There are lots of the same, but there's loads and loads of different types of which there are loads of the same type. So, yeah, it's decent,
so
especially when we didn't pay a fucking penny for it.
You know, and I was reading as well. It's really, there's a lot of work has gone into this game. All right.
Do you feel guilty now for not paying for it?
No, I don't feel guilty for not paying for it. I feel bad but I do feel bad for the devs. So from what I can understand is, you know, there's a lot of people I think I read something, right? And a lot of people put a lot of time into this and really had high hopes for it. And it just didn't do as well as they thought it would be. And they ended up, you know, the dev teams have split or whatever. But that being said, there was an update this week. So something's happened.
Yeah, they've made it so that you can play on your own offline. Because it used to be require an internet connection, even because you were just always in this world. It was a bit like Destiny. If you played it on your own, you weren't. There was just loads of people running around, and sometimes people added you as a friend and stuff like that, and you were like, "Fuck off! I don't want to be a friend. I don't know you." But yeah, it's like an MMO puzzle sort of thing. I don't know how massively it is, but you know, there's a lot of people in each instance you go in. There's loads of people on the maps.
Yeah, there are at least 10 people in, I think, doing stuff.
I think there was normally more than that if you look around.
Could be, yeah. I was only looking sort of local. Yeah, I can't think of anything that's really like it.
No.
You know, it's almost like there's no rhyme or reason to it. You're just gone into a puzzle park. You know what I mean? Here's the park. Welcome to the park. There's loads of puzzles for you to solve. Get at it. Right?
I think the problem, if you like, with playing co-op is you don't need each other to solve the problems. You're just wandering around in the same instance as someone you know. And you can like do the puzzles and sort of you can do the same puzzle and talk about what you're doing if it's, you know, and help each other solve those puzzles. But you don't require someone else's input into. Oh, I certainly haven't. Doesn't seem like you do. That would be a bit of a potential problem, I guess, if it didn't take off multiplayer wise. If you did, it gets to the point where you literally have to have 2 or 3 or 4 people to solve a puzzle later on in the game. Maybe there's fucking loads though. It was
loads, lots and lots and lots. and I haven't even begun to figure out. Well, this is what I was saying, right? I haven't even understand what the construct of this game is. Like oh, sorry, there's a phone call coming in. I got to take this. I'll be back.
Fraser's boss's phone, maybe.
Yeah,
one of
sounds
his
like it.
bosses, either his work
One of
boss
the
or his home boss.
So, are you going to go back to this Islands of Insight?
Yeah, but I'm not playing when I'm drunk. It's too hard. Because you really like I said, with there being so many different types of puzzle, you have to constantly think. So it's not like you just get into like you're constantly thinking of something different. If you can't just get into there are loads of the same type of puzzle, so you could.
You can't do like
play loads of those
puzzles.
I haven't done one of them in a long time.
Oh, right.
But yeah, you can't just like get into a groove if you like, of knowing I just do this, and then you get into like solving them, because all of them, even the ones of the same type, there's loads of different. Like they evolve into start getting harder and harder and harder. But yeah, it's a little gem, a hidden gem, if you like. Like I definitely know the reason I heard of it was one of the old Destiny streamers was, I don't know if they were like using him, like paying him basically to advertise the game kind of thing. But I remember them talking about it ages ago. And then all of a sudden it was like all of these updates come in and it's free if you claimed it within whatever, it was literally free for like 24 hours or whatever. But I don't know how much it is now. I don't think it's super expensive. But if you like puzzles in 3D and first person with loads of other people walking around, then I guess you should probably check it out. There's definitely plenty there to keep you going. And I have, like, if you're watching them online, you will have seen an array of the puzzles types that are in the game, and some of the solutions to those puzzles, obviously. But yeah, should look it up. Very hot in here.
Is it still hot. Yeah, I'm melting. Is it how much is it on Steam now?
I think it's about maybe 20 quid.
Island of Insight, 25 British pounds.
25 pounds. Oof.
There is a demo.
There is a demo, you say? Yeah, so yeah, no excuse. I don't think it's on anything other than PC, to be honest. So, obviously, if you're a console peasant, you won't be checking it out.
Cool.
Right.
Do you want to talk about some Elden Ring?
I suppose I could talk about a bit of Elden Ring. Been playing loads of it.
Yeah, I've seen you online at like stupid o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it's bad. Because, yeah, I start playing it at like 10 or 11 and I'm still there at 2 or 3 in the morning. Regular. Just that's the kind of game it is. I was watching somebody else play a bit. Bits I've done, so no spoilers for me. But they were using a very different type of build than I was using. You know Limmy? No Limmy? Brian Limond. He's like a sort of Scottish comedian. Now he streams like every day, Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 1:30. So he's funny and very Scottish. But yeah, he was playing Elden Ring this week, and I was watching him, obviously, and he's running around. He's got a high strength build, is what he's playing. And he's running around with some big armor on, and he's got like 2 fuck off great big axes or halberds, and one in each hand. And he's like, every time it was a bit dull in terms of combat style, because like every time he gets to an enemy, he jumps up and slams both of his axes down, and he just fucking wipes them out instantly, like the normal like noddy enemies. And then I watched him do a couple of boss fights, and he was just like, he was taking so much damage off every time he hit them. I was like, fuck me, that's doing shit loads of damage. And when I hit someone, it's like tiny little bits of damage coming off, and I'm like, I can do a lot of attacks quite quick because I'm high dexterity. He's like I say, his strength was up in like 80 something. and my dexterity is the highest, is 55. So it's like if I pushed my dexterity all the way up to like 80 something, I would be doing similar amounts of damage. But I just look at it, I'm like, I think I might have fucked up and just made it a lot harder for myself by playing this style, which is like
to get a build. What do they call it?
Envy.
I
don't know.
Envy, yeah, build envy, yeah.
But I enjoy running around and in the play style that I'm at. But when you get to the bosses, fuck me, it's hard sometimes. And I literally always call in one of my spirit summon. Like as soon as I'm playing a boss, I don't think I've done a couple of the sort of mini dungeon bosses on my own with no assistance from my spirit summon, which is a copy of me, to remind you. So that when I call them in, I've got I've got 3 right hand weapons, and sometimes I've got a shield or a bow in my left hand. But whatever I am holding equipped when I call my spirit summons, they come in with. So some enemy types are very weak to like certain types of damage. So there's like the crystalline type enemies are very weak to blunt damage. So I've got this spiky mace. I can't remember what it's called now, but it's like a big ball with loads of big hard spikes coming out of it on the end of a stick, and it's it's a mace, but there's blunt maces, and this one's got spiky mace. So
right.
Spiky mace.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's got a name basically, but I can't actually remember what it's called.
Right.
But yeah, it's a type of mace, and so yeah, any of those 10 enemy types, and it's really good for things like wearing plate armor and stuff like that, because it does a lot of stun damage. Like you jump up, do a heavy, and it's like a big downward swing, comes down. Like knights are quite not weak to it, but you do stagger them, which gives you a window to like get in and fucking do a few more hits. And then my main weapon that I run around with is like a twin blade. So it's like a big double katana. It's like fucking Darth Maul blade thing, because it's got like 2 red blades at each end. Oh, sorry,
Actually,
one red blade at
used
each
this
end.
in a fight, by the way. Like
But
it's been proven that
is it?
dual blades are fucking. Like,
Well, maybe that's why I'm struggling. It looks cool as fuck.
Right.
But it's got
In
a
reality,
really cool like.
They're not a thing.
You do like when you have like the special attack, which you pull left trigger for, is which consumes sort of your. If you're a magician, you have the FP, the blue bar basically. But if you use a skill for a weapon, it will deplete that bar as well. If you like on a melee weapon. But I haven't got a very big blue bar. And so every time I do one on the special skills, it looks wicked. Like, so I've got a couple of ones that just look awesome. I beat one of the bosses in Erdtree called R'Ellana, who's related to someone else in the other game, in the main game. But yeah, when you kill her, you get her twins. She has 2 swords, and I run around wearing all her armor now because it looks fucking cool. And yeah, right, I've got one of my armaments is her 2 swords. So you do have to dual wield those. So you hold down triangle or Y on your Xbox or PlayStation/Xbox controller, and press both the shoulder buttons to switch between like single-handed or double-handed it. So when you double-hand it, you've got a sword in each hand, no blocking. You can't use a shield, obviously, when you've got this. And then you do like her special. You can either you charge it up right by holding left trigger, and if you press like right shoulder button, it does like a magic attack. And if you press the right trigger, it does a fire attack, and it's just like swirling around fucking fire everywhere. It looks dope as fuck. And it does shitloads of damage as well. So I've just been running around with 2 or 3 different type of weapon types, and then, like I say, I was watching this video again. It looks very easy, running around with a really high strength build, and you just like jump, and smash everything, and everything just dies in one hit. I'm like, So I can just go and change my specs. I'm level 200 and something, so I could just go and respec all of my stats.
Right. Can you
But-
do a save now,
Nah,
respec everything, and then play with that for like an hour and see if you like it?
no, because it keeps auto saving.
Are you-
So, but I
there's
have
no
got
hard
enough
save?
things. I've got enough
Right, okay.
things to respec. I could go and respec into strength, play around with it, but then I'd need to upgrade a load of weapons as well, and use. There's like get to the very top end of weapons upgrades. There are a very finite resource of the very last thing you need to level from, say, like the special weapons go up to 10. So to get from a 9 to a 10, there's like a finite amount of the thing you need to get from 9
Right.
to 10, plus some
Yeah.
coins. The coins are fine, the runes. And then it's level 25 on normal weapons. So to get from 24 to 25, there's more than there are of the special weapons, but still a finite amount, as far as I know, of these things that you need, the smithing stones, to get from 24 to 25, which bumps up your damage that you do at output. So I don't want to upgrade all these weapons to like level 10s or 25s and then find I don't actually like them at all and it's boring. But I have got, like I say, I've got enough of the things to respec several times. I could go like make a magic build. I could go and make a strength build. I can go and make a faith build. I could. Oh, Fraser's disappeared. Oh, he's back again. That's just to fuck with me. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do that because I do, like I say, really like the weapons that I'm using, and I like playing around with those. And
But they're weak as shit.
but I don't know. Are they? Are they weak? I don't know. Or is it because he definitely did something with a skill. Like he done like before he goes into a fight, he's like does something. I don't know if it raises his attack power or something as one of his skills, and then he goes in and he's just like smashing everything to pieces. But I definitely see him struggle against some of the bosses as well. But it's just learning the mechanics. Like you just learn the patterns and remember to do it at the right time. Some of the fucking attack patterns from some of the bosses are just dicks. It's like I'm going to go up on my back legs and I'm going to look like I'm going to smash you. And the last 2 times I've done it at a certain point and you've got to learn to roll. And then the third time I'm going to do it, I'm going to delay it by half a second. And if you roll at the same time as you did the last 2 times, I'm going to absolutely clouch you when I do my attack because you'll have rolled too early. Or whatever you've done to, or blocked to try to parry, or whatever you're trying to do. But you just got to learn those patterns. So it's just about, sometimes you can go in and brute force your way through if you've got like high poise or because if you have high poise, you can you can do more blocking before you stagger and stuff like that. You need a big stamina bar and all that to do just block attacks. But you can block. There's certain shields that will literally block 100% physical damage, but nothing will block 100% of any other type of the elemental damages. So there's like fire, holy, magic.
Oh, hang on,
And something
Fraser,
else.
you're on mute. Fraser, unless he's not talking to us.
He's on mute.
He's on mute. Must be
he's still
talking to her.
I think he's
Oh, I
still
thought he was-
talking to his work.
I just saw him talking. I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on?
I don't know what is going on. He looks like he's still talking to someone. I don't fucking know. Anyway, great podcasting. So yeah, I've beaten. What I heard someone talking about this. There's a fight that I've got to, where you have to beat. There's like one of the quest lines. You end up getting to a point in this expansion where one of the characters you have to beat, but she calls all of her allies into the same fight, and you get to summon a couple of allies that you've made throughout the expansion.
Oh,
But
okay.
if you don't do the right bits in the right order, you don't get all of the possible allies. And guess what? I definitely missed a couple of things early in the expansion, which means I didn't learn a whole new fighting style, which one of the guys is using against me, and B, I didn't get any extra assistance in this fight, which is really fucking hard because there's like 3 or 4, and they're not like minions. They're like all NPC characters with quite a big, like they can heal themselves and they've got all these attacks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's like It's rock hard. But I was like, when I was watching like Limmy, I was like, if I just could had those double halberd string bills and I just jump up and bang a couple of times, they'd be dead. Whereas I'm like trying to duck and dive and fucking get a few slashes in here and there. And it's just like, when there's 2 or 3, it's bad enough when there's 2 or 3 like shit enemies swarming you that you can like take a couple of hits from. But when they're like, the ones that you're fighting can do like a shitload of damage when they hit you, it's a real problem. So I just need to get good, basically. So
Are you still you got lots to do in it? Is there much?
I think what I've heard say this fight, after that there's like that, and then there's like the last fight if you choose to go straight to it.
Right.
For the expansion. So I think I am quite near the end of the expansion. But I've still just unlocked a whole load of new areas that I was like, there's a bit of a map I'm like, I still haven't uncovered, and I'm like, I need to go there, obviously, before I fucking go to the last fight. Because I'm not potentially going to go there otherwise. So, although I did finish the first, like the main game, and then just there was still a bit of map that I hadn't uncovered, and I went back there afterwards, just before getting ready to do this. But I don't know if there's going to be another expansion. I guess they could. It's George R.R. Martin who does the fucking story stuff anyway, you know. So he could have a shitload of fucking stories left to play out in this world that has been created. So I guess the difference between this and the other games is the story does make a bit more sense. I don't say a bit more sense. Like it's a bit more in your face. Like the story does happen, but there is still stuff that you need to like. There's stuff that it just doesn't tell you. Like it doesn't say go here to make sure you see this person and all that sort of stuff. If you miss these things, that's like people discover all this stuff. It's all out there, and yeah, you can search every nook and cranny before you go and do something. Or like you'll be in the process of searching every nook and cranny and accidentally unlock a boss fight that you're stuck in. And you're like, oh fuck. So, and that just like shuts off a whole load of story that you've missed. So yeah, I still think I could probably play this game from the start. It's on sale on PlayStation, and I was like, I could just buy this on PlayStation and just start all over again from the very beginning. So, because like I have to say, as good as it is and as fucking phenomenal as I think it's the best game ever made, on PC, occasionally it just fucking shits the bed on the stuttering and stuff. And I'm like, why is this happening? It runs fucking fine for ages, and then for about
that's so frustrating. 5
minutes, it'll just be like every few seconds it'll go freeze, and it'll be like, what the fuck? Thankfully, it doesn't tend to like. It hasn't happened to me in massive boss fights that much.
Right.
But that obviously massively throws off your timing and stuff like that when that shit goes. Because it freezes and then it does like this weird catch up bit. You know, when you're watching a stream on TV, like a dodgy stream. If you're watching a football match, for example, never done it before. So people tell me. Like the action freezes and then it does this weird speedy catch up bit to get back to life. And like everyone runs really, really fast for about a half a second. And all that sort of stuff. So it does a bit of that, and I'm like, fuck's sake, I know it doesn't do that on the consoles. I don't know why it does it on PC. But it's it has been a problem in their other games as well. So but it's not just From Software games that this happens in. There's definitely like other games that I've experienced this in on PC, and it just does not happen on console. And I don't know why. Some people say it's the compiling the shaders. Like games like, Call of Duty when it first opened. Yes. Like on PC, it takes fucking ages to like play a game, the first game, because it spends ages compiling shaders, whatever that fucking means. Don't really know what it's doing, but it only does that the first time you play Call of Duty, and then it seems to work fine. But there's definitely, like I say, there's definitely been other games where it's just had this weird stuttering, pacing, it's like frame pacing, where it was just like, you get 60 frames per second, but you might get one frame for 59/60ths of that second, and then 59 frames in the last fucking 1/60th of a second. So yeah, it's a bit fucking weird, but I put up with it because it's so exceptional in every other fucking way. But I don't know if I can drag it out anymore. I'm not talking about it anymore. He's managed to miss the Elden Ring chat, whatever he's doing. He's still busy. We're watching Fraser work on the stream. It's intense.
All right. Well, I'll talk about a game I've been playing this week. Not much, a little bit. Suicide Squad.
Which was
So this free of Amazon Prime on Prime Day.
it's not free anymore now.
Not that I'm aware of.
Does this Suicide Squad kill the Justice League? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Let's have a look at Prime Gaming. I don't think it's free.
I think it was only.
literally
I
for
think
the day
there was a couple of games
or 2 days.
that was on for 2 days, but
Yeah.
2 of them I already owned. I'd already
Oh.
claimed through Prime Gaming. Like Tomb Raider, I'd already had anyway.
Yeah. You should have wrote in and complained.
No, I didn't.
Um,
I don't care.
I played the first couple of missions of Suicide Squad. Have you played this before?
No, not really sure what the deal is with Suicide Squad. I didn't watch the film. Which was
I watched the film, the first film. but
it's
not the
Harley
second.
Quinn, the Shark
Yeah.
dude, and I did watch a bit of one of them actually.
Deadshot.
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 Is that Will Smith, isn't it?
In the
I'm
film.
not sure that
yeah.
there was 2 films, wasn't there? 2 Suicide
Yeah.
Squad films.
I watched the first one. Didn't watch the second one.
Which I don't remember Will Smith being in the one I watched.
That's probably the second one then. Because I remember Will Smith as being in the first one that I watched, and like he only had a very small billing.
Oh, maybe that was that then. I don't know. Is Fraser back?
Yeah.
now? He's changed his headphones.
Dunno.
Does that mean he's back?
Oh,
He's smiling, smirking. There we go.
He
he's
was
back.
wagging his finger earlier.
He was definitely waving his finger around furiously.
Was I?
You know what's going on? Yeah.
Oh,
It's all being recorded. You sound like you're on the wrong mic.
Here we go. Is that better?
That's better.
Sorry, work call.
Wow. Rude. So you missed all
Right.
the Elden Ring chat anyway.
Oh
Yeah.
no, Fine, isn't
You
it?
can listen back to it.
Oh, okay, we did have it. What else have we got on then?
We're on Suicide Squad.
So-
Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League,
All right,
which was free on Prime
Okay.
Gaming during the Prime Day.
all right. Anything left on it
Dave,
to talk
no,
about?
literally just started. Enough.
Literally, I just started talking about. I didn't play much. I played about 90 minutes.
Doesn't look like there's a lot going on in the video that I've been watching.
It's quite, I don't know. They seem to suck the fun out of like a looter shooter, third person platforming shooter. It's got a good concept, but it was just really boring.
Fast forwarded quite a lot, and they just still stood around doing fuck all.
Yeah, it's
This looks like
interspersed
some
with
fucking, it's just some more bullshit talking.
story.
Fraser, take this game.
yeah.
Nothing's happened any action yet. Any time I've clicked on it. There we go. Something's happening. People are shooting things.
So yeah, it's just you play or you have like one of 4 characters. Yeah, the shark bloke, Deadeye, Harlequin, and someone else.
Some guy no one
Aussie
cares
guy.
about.
Some Aussie guy.
Oh
that
yeah,
has
I
a
remember
boomerang.
him.
Don't know.
So, well, I say when you say that, I say I remember him. I remember there being another guy who was Australian.
Right.
Other than that, I have no fucking idea what he did.
And yeah, they all have their different like abilities and stuff of how to navigate and how they take down the enemies. But I don't know. I think there is a bigger game there. It's supposed to be a looter shooter, and you know you go on all these different missions and.
Is it like
Just-
Marvel's Avengers game?
Could be. Never played it.
You did play Avengers, surely?
No.
I never played that. Isn't that dead now?
Yeah, it was shit. It was all of the things were like all the upgrades was like get Hulk a new spine or a new leg or whatever.
Oh,
It was
God.
fucking stupid.
Uh,
But yeah, it's
I
just
can
rinse
see
and
why it
repeat.
didn't do very well. It was.
Who's this made by the It's not Rocksteady, but it's Warner
I
Brothers. Is
thought it
that
was
right?
Ubisoft. I thought.
Is
Oh, it
it?
might be Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers has the license, surely, because they do the Batman and they do Gotham Knights. But Rocksteady didn't. Did they do Gotham Knights? Which is the one where you have to hit purple things? Is that this or is that Gotham Knights?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
There was a
This
game
is
everyone moaned about where you had to, it was like those big purple things you had to shoot at, basically, on the enemies to weaken. It was like there were the weak points, and everyone was moaning about how stupid it was. Right?
That sounds like this one. It was a bit yeah. They do have weak points. I can't remember if they're big purple bits, but yeah, there's some of them have weak points and stuff. Yeah, if you picked it up, Prime Gaming for free, play it for a little bit. If
It's
you're
only
bored.
going to cost you like however long of your life that you're.
I can see why it did not do very well. It's not great. So yeah, that's my.
So is it? Oh, did you play Guardians of the Galaxy? Because that's been on Game Pass and shit.
No, I think I got it on Epic Gaming for free, but I haven't played it.
You played that, didn't you? Guardians of the Galaxy, Fraser?
Yeah, I didn't find it very much. It was all right. I mean, I could see why people liked it. It was polished. It was pretty neat. The music was great, done by a friend of mine. Yeah, it was all right. It was a big bag of all right, but it didn't really hold me for very long. I played through the first few levels, but I didn't think I didn't really like the combat, and it did something with that combat where you switch between characters
Yeah,
or
see, I
something. I
think
can't remember.
this game doesn't do that, does it? Suicide Squad. I don't think you can, like, if you're playing as Shark Dude, you have to just play as Shark Dude. You can't just go, I'm going to be Harley Quinn now, or tell Harley Quinn to do something. Any of that. They just kind of...
I think you may be able to switch in and out later, but in the levels I'm playing through, the first light is like you are this character, you are doing this bit. But no, I think you can later. But again, you've got to put a certain amount of time into it.
I'm seeing a lot of cutscenes that need skipping. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Right. So it's not. It's a no from me.
It's a no from me.
All right.
Right then. You've done yours, Fraser. Unless you're gonna.
Are you
Well, that
serious?
was okay.
All that time I was away, all you got through was Elden Ring.
And Suicide Squad.
And Suicide Squad.
I
We
talked
just
a
did
lot about
Suicide
Elden Ring's
Squad.
my main game.
God, gotta stop talking about Elden Ring. Come on then.
Stuff.
Look at him, he
Right.
looks hurt. I'm
Oh.
sorry I hurt your feelings.
Just fucking play the game.
Shall I talk about my other game?
Go on then.
One of my other games.
Which one?
So,
This is the one that I'm going to. I'm going to have to copy and paste.
Yeah, the long one.
Yeah.
So, like a dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name, and that's just it. But Fraser's knocked on the end. The long
I
that's
didn't put
me
that
then.
there.
I put
I
that in
didn't
there.
add that on.
So you didn't like the abbreviation of Tumumkwigl.
No, I had no problem with the abbreviation. I had problems with your lowercase lettering.
And this is where he just copies and pastes it into the show description when he publishes. That's why he likes us to do things properly.
This makes my life. It's quality of life.
This is how he manages to knock out the show in like half an hour.
Exactly.
So this is on Xbox. Xbox
Game Pass.
Game Pass. Yeah, I don't know why I picked it up. I was like, I fancy
Because it's fucking awesome.
a different game, a bit of a. Well, this is a beat 'em up, isn't it?
It's I don't know. It's a brawler.
A brawler, yeah. Yeah, I've got to chapter 2 in it, so I played it for a couple of hours. It's a really good, put well together game. I do like the fact there are cutscenes that are like real world and CG,
Oh yeah.
like, and then obviously in game, but they mix them together. It's a real good sort of style. Very well polished.
Had you played Yakuza games before, Dave?
I've played a couple of Yakuza games before, so I know the basis of it. And obviously in this one, he's erased his name.
Yeah, because he died,
Um,
inverted commas, at the end
yeah.
of 6. Spoilers for 6.
I didn't play 6. I think I
No, me
played
over.
3 and 4, maybe Yakuza 3 and 4. Was this the first game in the Like a Dragon series?
No, well, in Japan, they've all been called Like a Dragon.
Yeah,
obviously
because they don't
from
want
the
to be
very
called a
beginning.
mafia.
Yeah. But over here, there was Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's the one with Ichiban, which was
Right.
the turn-based combat.
Okay.
And then now they're all called Like a Dragon something.
Yeah. To
Like
get
this
away
one is
from
the man
Yakuza
who
one.
erased his name. There's what the fuck is Yakuza 8? Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth is the new turn-based one with Ichiban.
Right.
And there's Like a Dragon Ishin, which is an old game that got remade recently
Right.
for like
Yeah.
PS5,
I
Xbox.
think I was looking for Infinite Wealth, thinking that was the new one.
That
and
is
then
the new
because-
one, the new big one.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
this is a small Yakuza game. Right, believe it
Yes.
or not.
Yeah. So, but I was looking for Infinite Wealth being the newest game, thinking that might be on Game Pass or somewhere
Not
else for
yet.
cheap, but not yet. But I found this one, the man who erased his name. I thought, I haven't played that one. I'll pick it up. And what game?
Do you like the fighting?
I like the fire.
Do you like beating people to a pulp and then when you've finished absolutely smashing the fuck out of them, they just get up and go, oh, and they stagger off. Like you've literally pummeled 10 shades of shit out of them. They should be dead. And then they just get up at the end and go, yeah, you beat me. Blah. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, we can be friends.
Yeah, it's fucking
I like the fact that on the How Long to Beat on the Xbox, it says 12 hours.
yeah, like fuck,
Like-
12 hours.
The main story and extras is 21 hours, and the completionist is 32, apparently. But I thought, I'm just going to mainline it.
Not been.
Apart from I do always pick the fights in the streets. I like picking.
You
the
have
fights in the
to.
streets.
They've become a very good way of leveling up. Obviously,
Mm.
you get a load of coins and you get a load of skill points.
Money and
Yeah.
unlocks and stuff. So,
And
yeah.
the more moves you unlock, the better the game gets.
right.
Obviously.
So I've got my second fighting style, and I've unlocked a few moves. from
Smooth
there.
moves.
Very smooth.
moves.
Kiryu is the smoothest fucking motherfucker out.
Yeah, I like the fact that he, like, even after he's been completely busted and everyone knows he's still alive, he's like,
Yeah,
"But I'm not
it's
still
not me.
alive. It's
Don't know
not
what you're
me."
talking about.
And they're like,
He's
"Shut
committed.
up! Stop it!" Yeah, yeah, he is. It's like, it's you. We know it's you. Like,
You've even got the
it-
same fucking tattoo all over your back.
yeah. But it's not me. It's like,
It's not. No, don't know what you're talking about, mate.
yeah. So, but no,
I've got these glasses on. Can't you see I'm a different person?
yeah. And he just goes around and fucking beats everybody to a pulp. So yeah, I just thought I'll start it. I'll start playing. And love it.
Do you think
And
you're
it's on
going to
Game
go for it?
Pass.
Going to go finish it?
Uh,
You think?
10 hours. I can bash that out in a
Yeah,
couple of nights. Yeah, I'm
We'll see.
definitely.
we'll
Definitely.
see.
Well, we will see. I don't know. It depends if there's any geishas or party girls
You can.
or host.
Well,
host
maybe
The
hostess.
thing that really threw me on the hostessing this time was there was real people in the hostesses were like literally like video of real people, and I was like, this is fucking far too weird. No, I mean it was fucking bad enough before, but now there's a real person there. I'm like, no, this is too fucking weird.
If the missus walks in now,
Exactly. She's gonna be like,
I've,
what the fuck
I've
is
got some
this?
explaining.
Are you in a chat room? No.
Yeah. This is webcam thing. I don't know.
Is this like Babe Station?
So, Yeah, well, I want to get that done.
Yeah, it's. I guess if
Did you
if
do
you've
it? Have
I
you
finished
finished it?
it. Yeah, I finished
Fine.
it. If you've played them all, I assume it probably hits you a bit harder at the end. But I was a bit like, yeah, whatever. I appreciate. I know because I know like the big points of the story throughout the whole
Right.
series,
Yes.
but I haven't experienced them firsthand and the hundreds of
Right.
hours of gameplay in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do a good fucking beat the shit out of people simulator.
Oh,
Are you still working
Right.
there?
Yeah, sorry, I am. It doesn't stop. It does stop sometimes, but today, yes, sorry. Yes, Neil.
Well, we've only got 2 more games, Fraser. You'll be pleased to hear.
Well, come on then, let's get going on them. I'm hungry and I've
Right.
had enough.
Okay, Dave, you're going last. I've got a game that was given away on Epic. And, Dave, breaking news, is currently available on Prime Gaming. But allegedly. If you haven't claimed it on Epic. Fraser.
yes.
Go on.
Card Shark. So, Card Shark. Another card game, you say? Some people might like a card game. Well, this one's a
I
little
like a
bit
good card
different.
game.
This one is... you're not playing cards exactly. You are playing with cards. The game involves playing with cards. But what you are doing is you are working with... I can't remember what his name is. Some count. A French count. You're basically travelling across France with this grifter guy who basically, between you and he, swindle people out of their money by cheating at cards.
Right.
So I've played, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half maybe total. And I've had to try and learn how to cheat in about 4 or 5 different ways. And each, like, the first one's quite easy. It's like you have, the first game you learn is find the queen. So there's 3 cards, 2 sixes and a queen. So you've seen the trick, I don't know how many fucking times, people move the cards all around and you've got to pick the queen. And it's on screen right now, if you're watching. So the way it works in this is you can either choose to cheat or do it legit, basically. But you're like supposed to make it hard to follow the queen if you're cheating, or you can make it easy to follow the queen to kind of swindle people into spending all of their money, so that you can really fleece them when they've put a shitload of money in the bet. And obviously, like, you press, like in this card, there's 3 cards, so there's a button for each card, a square, X, and circle on PlayStation. And so a ring will close in on the circle button, and you have to press it at the right time. And then it does it on the square and the cross, blah blah blah. And you do the timing, and if you do it all right, at a certain point of the thing, you get a choice between cheating and playing legit, triangle or square or whatever. So you press triangle at the right time, it does the cheat. So you're guaranteed to win, if in like the hand that you're playing that time. If you press square, you'll lose, guaranteed. But like sometimes you need to lose to keep someone from getting too suspicious and just fucking off, or sometimes getting so suspicious that they fucking stab you in the belly and you're dead. But turns out, if you do get stabbed in the belly and you're dead, there's a whole different part of the game. I was like, oh, I fucking didn't know this was going to happen. You meet death, and you have to play cards with death. And then you like learn a new thing, and you fucking die there, like I did the first time because I missed something. You just come back, but you don't obviously have. If you beat death in cards, then obviously you gain some sort of perk, I believe, which I fucked up because I'm shit. But yeah, so then there's like games where you are fixing the deck, basically, so your mate wins. So in those cases, you press like down on the left stick to do the first shuffle, and then you press right on the right stick to like stick a few dummy cards in the right place or whatever before you start pressing down again to shuffle the cards legit. And then when because what you do is you put the deck down, and where you've pressed right on the right stick, there'll be a cut that the guy always cuts in the right place, so that it looks like you've done a legit shuffle. And if you don't do it quick enough, then you can see there's a suspicion bar along the bottom. Like, so it gradually goes up anyway in some of the games you're playing. And if you take too long to do something, then obviously the bar just keeps going up, and they get too suspicious, and then they fuck off or call the police or whatever, and you get busted for cheating. But like I say, sometimes you are supposed to lose to like carry on the game. And a couple of times I was like, there's other ones where you have to fucking like clean the table in a certain pattern to show the guy that you've got hearts or fucking spades. So, and you have to remember all the shit. And I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm going to have to start fucking writing shit down so that I know what I'm supposed to do. Because it's like you get to practice it once or twice, and then you go to the game. And the amount of times so far that I've just fucked it up because it's like, one of the things you have to, when you pour a guy's wine, and you're supposed to look over someone's shoulder while you're pouring the wine to see which cards they've got. And then there's the one where you do the signal on the table by cleaning the table. So, but if you don't pour it quick enough, then you don't get to sneak over enough to see in all of their cards. So you can't just like trickle it in really slow because you don't peek over their shoulder. And obviously, if like, say on the right hand side of the screen you're pouring the glass, but you're looking at the left hand side of the screen to count how many cards of each suit they've got, and there's 5 cards, so you've got like this time, however time it is, to like go, there's a heart, a diamond, a flush, a heart, a diamond, a club, a spade, blah blah blah. So it's like mental arithmetic, that's 2 spades, that's 2, and then you look at, you're like, got to stop pouring before, if you overspill the glass, like pour it too quick that you fill the glass up too quick, it goes, oh, that was a bad pour, and you have to fucking, and it's like they get more suspicious, and you're like, oh fuck. So there's loads of little mechanics, and initially I was like, oh, this is a bit shit, and then the more I've played of it, I'm like, actually this is really fucking cool. It's really
I just got it. So Amazon is giving it away for free.
Yeah.
So I claimed it through Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
And attached to my Epic account. So yes, please, I'll have a go on that.
Yeah. It's early days so far. And like I say, there's been so many different things I've had to learn so far. But the more you get to do them, like you're more like the ones where you're cutting and shuffling and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, I've got this one. I think I've sussed this now. And there will obviously be variances. There's one that just comes up, and it's just a slight variance on the same thing. So you're like, oh, now I just need to like press the right stick a couple more times or whatever when I'm cutting the deck, and I just need to suss because you're dealing for more people or something. So you need to work out how many times you have to press right stick based on where you are dealing to and all that sort of shit. So actually quite cool so far, and I've done 4 locations now, I think. And like I said, I died, met death, fucked that up. But yeah, I might die again just so that I can do that bit again. But yeah, it's in like a weird kind of, it's like hand-drawn art style kind of thing, I guess.
Reminds me of Darkest Dungeon.
Right, yeah. It's not as dark as that. It's much more colourful. But yeah, and you're mute. You can't speak.
Oh.
But like no one speaks really. There's no voices in the game. It's just text. But yeah, it rolls along quick enough so they can read. You know, if you're an adult reading, it's not like super slow sometimes. Like you're like, fuck me, get on with it. When text like is gradually appearing on some games, but this is like just about right for me anyway. But yeah, Card Shark. Claim it on Prime Gaming. It's only available on Switch and PC, apparently. So you're fucked if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, but you should check it out.
Well,
all right. I'm going to check it out.
For the price. Yeah. I will. What we got?
It's you, Dave. Your last one.
Last one. I picked up a game that was released yesterday. Called Norland. I don't know if anybody else has heard or seen or anything like this.
Nobody's heard of this.
It sounds like they're running out of fucking game names, is what it sounds like to me. Because this sounds like it could have been 3 other games that came out in the last 6 months.
So, it's actually at the top of the sales chart at the moment. Top for top sellers. Well, actually, hang on. I'm not going to say it's top.
I doubt it.
Yes, no. Now it's 10th. Now it was up to third, but then there's the descendants of Team Fortress. Why is Team Fortress like up 84? Has it been an update or something? Maybe.
Probably. People
Obviously,
are always
No
playing
Man's
Team Fortress.
Sky. No Man's Sky is in the
Oh,
top.
No Man's
10 again
Sky
now.
had a fucking huge update and everything's
Yeah.
changed. And it's
Once
half
Human,
price
I
again.
thought that once Human's free to play as well.
Once Human's free to play, the first Descendants free to play, so they'll be up there at the moment because they're
Bloody
free.
Is
Oh,
Once Human the one that Duke's been playing?
Yeah.
It's actually got very good reviews outside of Duke.
I didn't realise it was free.
Yeah. So you'll be playing that next
Um,
week.
I'll be playing it next week.
I played the demo of that, and I didn't really like the demo when I first played it.
Okay.
But hey,
Have you been paying attention to Tacticon then, Dave?
Tacticon, no.
It's
a digital convention celebrating strategy games.
Oh.
Is that on the that's the Steam sale this week, is it?
The Steam sale, yeah.
Yeah, I see that. But back to my game, Norland. So it's kind of a mix between Crusader Kings and RimWorld, but not one of each. It's early access. You control an area that has lords, and your lords are represented in a sort of a space like RimWorld would be, like a sort of a top-down. You can set actions for your lords. Who
are you like God or King or what?
You give your lords
My
actions
lord.
to do, and your actions are and the lords tell the peasants what to do, how to work, what to do in their work. And you set production like requirements. Some lords are better at telling the peasants what to do. So, like sometimes some of them take a longer time to do it, or they're not so. When one lord gives, like, I don't know, a lumberyard instructions, the efficiency isn't quite so high. So if you get a lord that's really good at telling peasants what to do, you get more wood back. There's lots of different things which include diplomacy, military, general knowledge, so learning new things which you can learn through trading and buying books. There's production things where where you're making beer, so you've got to get your hops and your wheat and barley and whatever, put them all together. Or you can just make moonshine, which is basically the rubbish alcohol. Same as your food.
Oh, look at old Mr. High and Mighty Hooty Tooty here.
So
you'd refuse some moonshine, would you?
Yeah, a bit of mash not good enough for you.
No.
All right, pass me back the jam jar.
But yeah,
None for you.
the happier you make your peasants and your lords, the more people want to come to your realm, and you want to make it desirable, so you can have a bigger realm and produce more stuff. It's early access. I'm not going to deny that. It's it's hard to describe. If you like RimWorld, it's not a RimWorld game. And if you like Crusader Kings, it's not a Crusader Kings game. It's a mashup between the two. It's not as complicated as either of those. But it's a refreshing sidebar of like strategy and things to do. I'm sure they're going to make this game a lot better. It's still fairly early access. The combat's quite simple, but it is simple in a lot of these games as well, because it's medieval. So you've got either like melee, which is swords, or ranged, which is bows for your military units. So
no dragons here.
No, not I've seen. They might be. I say
there may be dragons.
It's reviewed as mostly positive. So
Not a bad start then.
Not a bad start. So yeah, good concept. but yeah, it's. I will put some time into it again. Another game I've got some time. I just don't have enough time. There's too many games, not enough time to play them. I really want to pick up No Man's Sky because there's massive
So you got
updates
that
happening.
already? You've owned that.
How do you
haven't
not own
Yeah.
that? Do we own all that? Or do
I own
you-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I just. Everyone goes, "Oh, game's great now." I'm like, yeah, maybe if you've got past the initial fucking first 5 hours, which still absolutely sucks as far as I'm going.
Yeah, what have I done? I've done 60 odd hours, 67 hours on this PC, and I had it on
What,
PlayStation
of No Man's
4 as
Sky?
well. No Man's Sky. Yeah.
Fucking hell, Dave.
Yeah.
Rookie numbers. Rookie numbers.
I know.
I did start No Man's Sky, but
Yeah, the start is fucking terrible.
it was so boring. But I don't know where I played it, and I can't remember. Do I own it? I don't think so.
It was on
Did they
Game
give it away
Pass
for free?
briefly.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
Or maybe still
Yeah.
is. I don't... Excuse
Sure,
me.
it was
I don't know.
before Game Pass.
Well, it came out.
it's-
Everyone bought it on PlayStation, and they were literally knocking it out for about a £5 at some point early on because it was an absolute shit show.
They were taking returns in.
It was really, really
yeah.
cheap on Steam, and then it started getting all these updates, and then the price has never gone down silly cheap again. It's only ever maximum discount of 50% off.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough. Well,
Which is
it's
no-
supposed to be good.
Not bad, but
Yeah.
the fucking every time I've not say every time I've literally played it once, and I was like, I died within like about 10 minutes because I couldn't fucking get somewhere to get some piece of shit
Well-
that I didn't give a fuck about.
This was released
10 years ago.
2016, nearly 8
Oh, was
years
it?
ago. 12th of August. So yeah, nearly 8
Oh,
years
it was
ago.
like 2014.
No, 2016. So it's old, 8 years. It's still
That's
Yeah, it's
before
old.
we playing. That's before we seals were breaking.
Yeah.
Mm.
Before PUBG, pre-PUBG.
Yep.
I did do a 24 hours of it.
You did.
You did.
You mad
when it first
bastard.
came out. I know. I regretted that. I think that put me off it for a little bit, to be honest. Yeah.
But yeah, it
Yeah.
is mad how many updates this game's had and how completely different it is from when it first came out. And it's only, they've never added microtransactions or anything like that.
No.
I don't know.
No.
They must have got so much cash from Sony up front to be able to just keep on working on this game. I don't know how many people who don't even own a copy now. I don't own it, but so many people must own this game.
Well, saying that, there's somebody on my friends list that purchased No Man's Sky yesterday.
Really.
So, still getting people in. What's it going for at the moment?
Is it 25, 20 or 25?
60% off at the moment.
Ooh, 60.
£20.
Greedy dude.
Yeah.
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 Right.
No Man's Sky.
Well, who
No,
would have
that's
A
thought?
right.
redemption
So
story.
Who would
hopefully
have
I'll be,
thought? Who would have
I'll
next
be
week?
talking about next week. Yeah.
Right.
Are you definitely
Yeah,
going to do it, are you? What about
I'm
when you
installing it
start
now.
playing Card Shark?
I'll be talking about Card Shark.
Maybe very briefly, who knows?
My wife's still playing Electronic Solitaire religiously, by the way.
On the
She's
iPad.
stopped. Yeah. All right, are we done? I need
Guess
to eat.
so. I ate pizza earlier.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm going for pizza now. Dave, do you want to do your bit?
I will do my bit. So I'm literally just bringing it up. So I'm looking at not that. Yeah, I will say thank you for listening to the Seal Podcast. If you'd like to ask us questions and get involved, please contact us at sealpodcast.com. A form is on the webpage. You can also get us via email at sealpodcast@gmail.com. A link is pinned on YouTube, X, or our Discord. We have YouTube and Twitch channels, which are at Seal Podcast, which we upload and stream to. Neil, have you got a shout out for
Shout
our
outs
Twitch chat?
to Quaxel, Adcox, and Midsafe for joining in the chat.
Cool. That's
Great.
it. It's a
All
show.
right.
Oh, and
Yeah.
much ribbing was had of Derek's photo, but massive thanks to Derek for emailing and sending.
Of
sharing.
course. Of course. Oh yeah, much appreciated. Thank you everyone who listens, who joins, watches, or whatever. It's all appreciated. Thank you very much for to everyone who contributed, of course, and thank you very much to Neil and Dave.
Thank you, Fraser.
Thanks, guys. Pats on the backs all round.
Yeah.
What a team, eh?
What do you get if you sit under a cow or lie under a cow?
I don't know.
Pat on the back.
Creamy
Pat on the
forehead.
back.
Pat on the back. Oh, not a creamy forehead.
Don't know what you've been doing down there.
On that bombshell. All right, we'll see you next week, people.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bye.